rate should be fine. The internet should be good. Go live. Okay. No dropped frames. We good? No dropped frames. Holy fuck. That took a minute. I'm gonna make a fucking... Holy shit. Okay, no dropped frames now. 0 dropped frames. We're all good. My internet just died for half an hour there. I'm gonna quickly... Internet prompt expired. Shut up. Video has been removed. Yes, it has. Okay. Internet died back on stream. Cool. I'm gonna have to fucking send the new stream in. I sent... What the fuck? Jujutsu Kaisen. I didn't put a fucking thumbnail for this stream. Oh my fucking god. If you don't put a fucking... Oh, I'm so pissed. This is actually... Details. Can you change the thumbnail? Yes, you can. I'm gonna give myself a thumbnail. The god thumbnail. Oh my fucking god. This has been an absolute headache. Sorry about all this. Alright. Okay. Still no drop frames? Still none. Okay. I can finally try to stream this, right? Auto 240p. Is the auto max 360p? Let me just up it to 510. See what that looks like. Stream's been upgraded. Let's see what it looks like. Right. I appreciate the couple people who were lurking in the background, whoever the fuck you are, watching me try to figure out this travesty. It should be better now. I hope. It's still on 360p. Well, I think it's on 360p. Whatever. At this point, it's live, and that's all that matters. You can at least hear me, I guess. Oh my god, man. As I said, this has been an absolute travesty. But we're here now. That's what matters. For a second there, when I was deleting the previous fucking streams, I was afraid I immediately just deleted a bunch of my videos. But I didn't. Okay, it's good now. Right. I can finally... I'm gonna grab this link, copy it, and put it in a couple places. Boom. Right. Tight. Right, that's epic. Now I can just talk about fucking characters and not have to fucking worry about anything. Okay, great. So... Gojo, finally, I can actually fucking talk about him without shit breaking down. Still no drop frames. Fucking yes! You have no idea how good it is to see that. Anyway, the actual discussion. So Gojo as a character, as I was talking about earlier, I don't know if it was coming through. It was probably coming through in fucking BitCrunch form. But throughout Jujutsu Kaisen, Gojo is obviously... He is a character that has depth. It's just upon initial viewing, I'm not... Well, not initial viewing, just I'm not too big of a fan, simply due to the fact that there are tons of versions of his character archetype, right? Of the character who is so overpowered no one can defeat him. Granted, like, obviously with Sukuna showing up, he's not, you know, he's not the strongest, but like, he's, at least during his introduction, he is like this overpowered character who no one can beat, similar to someone like Ainz or Mash or... Mob, fucking Saitama, like he's one of those characters that's just so overpowered, like not to the point of hilarity, to the where they're like a gag character, like someone like a Raleigh, but like someone so strong that no one can oppose him, right? And that's reflected through the way they act, we see with their backstory, and just his power, you know, in a nutshell. Like, the Limitless isn't obviously just, you know, the space, but for his ability, it's, you know, wow, going to be a queer. What? He's going to be a queer, not actually have live chat. What do you mean? Oh, shit. Sorry, dog. It's because, okay, the live chat that's on the screen was from like 4 streams ago because I was trying to get the stream chat active, and it was just not having any of it, bro. Nah, don't worry. I got you, dog. I got you. I'll put that shit on screen. But I can fucking... Don't worry, dog. It's gonna be there. Don't worry, you pretty little head. Boom, boom, boom. Tight. right? So Gojo, obviously I like all the facets of his ability. The infinite, the limitless as, you know, a power set is really cool. Red being something that he needs to learn through reverse curse technique, interesting. Blue, yet again, being something that's like red, blue, and purple. Obviously, on the most basic level, red plus blue equals purple. But when you break it down to any level above that, it gets way overly complicated to the point where you have to get professors to fucking explain it, like infinite mass and shit like that. Like, his power set is really not unique, but intriguing in the sense of it's super complicated, but also super simple. Like, to understand Jogo, fucking Freudian slip there. To understand Gojo's abilities, you don't need to actually understand them. You just need to go, okay, red is a big blast, blue can kind of grab shit, and purple erases shit, right? You don't need to understand the physics behind it, which is cool. His design, cool. Yet again, it's just Killer with a blindfold. You know, bright white hair, big blue eyes. Like, Gojo just doesn't hit me as well as some other characters like Kusakabe, Choso, Miguel, characters like those who I really fucking like, and I'm not sure why. I feel like it's just me being contrarian simply due to the fact that everyone loves Gojo. I mean, besides the creator, the voice actor, like, and a couple other people, like, most people like Gojo or have something to enjoy about him, which I do. Like, his interactions with characters is intriguing to see, but he's not a character that interests me nowhere near as much as some other characters do, right? Like, as I said before, Kusakabe, or Kusakabe, depending on how the fuck you want to say it, is the goat of the series. But okay, I'll just put, like, my top 3 in S right now, I'm gonna be honest. Where is he? I don't think I'd put Miguel in S, but, like, those are definitely the top 2. And despite how much I'm a Kusakabe Glizzy Gobbler, he isn't, like, I feel like I like Chozo more simply due to the fact that there's more to him, you know? Like, Kusakabe as a character, I've talked about before, and I love him. Just, he's, you know, he's just a very intriguing character in the sense of very simplistic moveset, as far as we know. You know, new shadow style, no curse technique. Design, really simple. Trench coat, big ears, that's all you need. He's, you know, simple. He's just another dude with a sword, at least in regards to, like, cast tools. He's not really got any equipment. He's just a genius in regards to cursed energy, to the point where, you know, he has the best commentary over the Shinjuku fight, despite the fact Yuta, Hikari, Angel, not Hana, Angel, friggin' Maki, like, ridiculously intelligent or powerful characters who should know a lot about cursed energy are being, like, talked in circles. Not including Kashimo, right? You know, 1,000-year-old farmer slayer. Like, he's in a room with them, and he's explaining the fight better than them, which is ridiculous, right? Like, yes, this is obviously the kind of, like, just a self-insert for Gege, right? Like, Kusakabe is the closest to a self-insert in the manga besides, like, Charles, who was just, like, a mangaka, right? Which is, like, as on the nose as you can be. But, you know, just blocking Uzumaki, blocking Sukuna slashes, trying to hit Sukuna, like, he's just, scaling-wise, he's intriguing. Story-wise, he's never, like, a super important character, but as Gege put, he's great at moving the plot forward, in a sense, right? Like Gege says himself, Kusakabe is the best at moving the plot forward, and that's great. Choso, I feel like I'll talk about in a bit, because Choso's got a lot to him. You can't just straight up, like, talk about Choso. Like, I feel like I'd go on a full rant about Choso. So I'll talk about Miguel and then Choso real quick, right? So, Miguel, I've been, like, making a script on him, right? I fucking love Miguel. Miguel is one of those things where he's just kind of like JJK Zero personified, right? Everything about him doesn't make too much sense. The longer JJK goes, the less things about Miguel make sense. Okay, like, even before we talk about him, think about the Black Rope, right? The Black Rope as a weapon, as a special grade curse tool, is mega busted, right? It can disrupt curse techniques. It's one of 2 weapons in the entire series that can break through the limitless, right? Because it disrupts it. So, canonically, Miguel did more damage than Mahito, Choso, Jogo, Hanami. Like, all of them combined didn't do as much damage as Miguel, right? That's not to say he would beat most of them in a fight. He wouldn't. But just keep that in mind, right? The black rope, I was talking about it with, I think, Jada before. And, like, the way the black rope is described in its creation was that people from Miguel's clan in Kenya, it was made by sorcerers. It was weaved over the course of years. And he was like, maybe it was weaved by, like, a sorcerer who had the curse technique to disrupt other curse techniques. But I was like, I don't think it's that deep, because the way it's worded is that it's multiple sorcerers who wielded who weaved the black rope together, not a single sorcerer, right? So, to be honest, I think the origin of the black rope is just kind of like up in the air, because I don't think Gege thought about it too much, right? But just jump on to Miguel himself, right? He is someone Gege labeled as the MVP of the Night Parade, which he is. His goal was to stall Gojo for 12 minutes, and he did it, right? He took, like, as I said, in regards to Miguel, the longer that it goes on, the better Miguel looks, right? Because as soon as we saw that one panel, like, where Yuta and Hikari say they threw up from being punched once by blue-infused punches, Miguel shot the fuck up. Like, in regards to defensive scaling, because, like, look at him in the fucking JJK Zero movie. He eats like a 10-20 piece Wing Chun combo for breakfast, like, no sweat. He just takes mild damage, gets a quick break, and then jumps back at it. Like, and if you go by the anime version, he's reacting to Gojo. He's, like, throwing hands with him a bit. Granted, Gojo only has 1/6 eyes revealed, which was someone brought up before, but, like, it's not. You still have to take into account this is like Gojo from JJK Zero. Probably at this point you could say he doesn't have a domain and he doesn't have a bunch of other stuff, but at the same time this is still Gojo, who would have been peak in the verse at that time, right? And Miguel's just taking hits from him, like, casually, pretty casually. Like, he's taken so much. And then after that, Gojo's impressed by him so much he gets recruited to then train Yuta and look for more of the black rope, because the way it's worded by Tengen is that Gojo, after the interaction, like him fighting Toji, he destroyed the inverted spear of heaven, right? But at the same time, they also say that the black rope was burned away, I think, if I'm not incorrect. So chances are, throughout the 12-minute fight with Gojo, the black rope just disappeared, right? What that means is, like, basically, they have to then go. I have problems with how the black rope is, like, brought up in the story later on, because it's kind of pointless, but whatever. But Yuta goes to Africa with Miguel. They look for more black rope. Because what I was saying was, sorry, I lost my train of thought. The fight with Gojo is what destroyed the black rope, instead of being destroyed after the fact, like the inverted spirit heaven was with Toji. Sorry, like, during the fight with Miguel, it just burnt away over time, because a couple hits during the 2 minutes and more than half of it was burnt away. That's what Miguel says. So in 2 minutes, half of it's gone. It makes sense that after 10 more minutes after that, the whole thing will be gone. So they go to look for more. They don't find any, and then Hannah shows up, because of course she does, and she kind of ruins that whole plot thread. But, you know, just the fact that out of all the characters from JJK Zero from Geto's family, right? You can probably name Mimiko and Hanako, whatever the fuck she's called. You can probably vaguely remember them, because they got destroyed by, you know, by Sukuna during Shibuya. But besides them, you'd probably only remember Miguel. And I've made a comparison in the script that basically, in regards to Geto's family, Miguel and Geto are the JJK equivalent of the Fullbring, where it's like you have these group of characters, and there's two that are really, really strong out of that group. Like, out of the Fullbringers, you've got Ginjo and Tsukishima, who are, like, worlds above the other Fullbringers. Like, by a standing mile. Like, way, 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 way stronger. And it's the same with Miguel and Geto, but there's even more of a disparity there, because some of the Fullbringers have hacks, like Ruruka and stuff like that, whilst, as far as we know, the rest of Geto's family are just kind of fodder. Like, the anime tries to portray them in a better light, where you have the dude who has hearts on his nipples, like, flexing, and a fly dies, but it's like, it's nothing. Like, Geto's family are fodder, except for Miguel, right? Who else is there? I was gonna put Hannah in D. I hate Hannah's character so much, to a ridiculous degree, okay? Hannah as a character just kind of ruined the possibility of Miguel really coming back, right? And that's not why I hate her, it's part of it. But, like, the fact that the entire plot thread, like, the reason Shibuya happened, right? Like, at least the way it went down was because Yuta wasn't there. And the main reason Yuta was in Africa was not just to train, but to also look for Black Robe, right? So the reason Yuta's not there is Black Robe, pretty much, right? So he goes to Africa and they just didn't find any Black Robe. So the reason he wasn't in Shibuya is pretty much no reason, right? Besides, like, you know, the author's intention, right? So it's just kind of, he's just in Africa instead of Shibuya because the writer wanted it, right? Because that's completely fruitless. And on top of that, she's boring as hell, and her backstory is, oh, she saw Mega Man's plans, but dang, dude. Oh, like, I'm gonna get to it, Brandon. Don't you worry. But that's the other gripe with her, but I'll keep going with this gripe first. Just her introduction. She's introduced to us very, like, haphazardly during the Culling Games, right? Not only is she possessed like Yuji is, not only does she start replacing Nobara, not only is she the only person with the curse technique to disrupt other curse techniques, which causes, you know, Miguel's journey in Africa and Yuta's journey in Africa to be pointless, and the destruction of the inverted sphere of heaven to also be pointless. Her backstory, which is tied into Megumi's, is so haphazard and, like, not just short, but, like, pointless. Like, it's just so thrown in there, right? Like, one time Hannah grew up around a curse, and she was kept alive by it, and Megumi saved her as a child. Okay, it's not like Panda's backstory, right? Where we're with him for the majority of the series, and then we get a good chunk of backstory for him before, like, he's pretty much nearly dies, and then, you know, we don't hear much from him again, right? Because he's, like, just a small guy now. Or, for example, someone like, you know, Kashimo, where we get a little bit about him, gets a fight with Akari, get a little bit of a flashback, more Akari, like, it's just, she's brought up, we get a backstory, she uses Jacob's Ladder against, Maguna, falls for Maguna's bullshit, gets bitten in the OBS disconnected. Okay, what the fuck just happened? Did OBS disconnect? I have no idea what the fuck just happened there. Anyway, she shows up, does Jacob's Ladder on Sukuna. She falls for Sukuna's bullshit. And I forget, there's, like, an author's comment somewhere where Gege said something about the tattoos disappearing. Like, for the longest time, we didn't know if, like, the tattoos on Yuji's body when Sukuna takes over was, like, for the audience. Oh, well, good. Thank you, Brandon. I think it's just going to be me talking to you for a while, right? But, like, for the longest time, we didn't know if the tattoos appearing on Yuji's body was for the audience, for the readers and watchers, or if everyone in verse could see them. Because it seemed kind of inconsistent, because every time Yuji was taken over, everyone would be like, oh, Yuji, is that you? But it's kind of like, are they just asking, you know, out of them being, you know, worried about their friend, or can they genuinely not tell? Because we didn't know for the longest time, right? But we then see the tattoos disappearing off Meguna's body just as Angel's approaching him, so he can, like, fool her. So they must be able to see the tattoos, and then Meguna tricks her, bites off her fucking arm. Like, Jacob's Ladder was doing mega damage to him, but Angel's just so fucking dumb. Well, Hannah's so fucking dumb. Angel's a separate character, but, like, they're both dog shit. Angel shows up, oh, I need to destroy the Fallen One. Who's the Fallen One? Who else is going to be the fucking Fallen One? Like, in actuality, who else will be the Fallen One? Like, come on. That's, like, a completely dumb, like, pretty much dropped plot thread, which we probably won't get till the end, right? Like, Hannah is just more of a plot device than a character. She shows up, frees Gojo, and that's it, right? That's all she's there for. She was a plot device. Like, I see Hannah the same way I kind of see Mai, where Gege had a goal in mind, and they needed a character to either help another character do something or to just accomplish a goal. So Mai feels like she's just there to make Maki stronger a lot of the time, right? Hana's there just to free Gojo because for some reason Gege didn't want Miguel and Yuta in Africa in Shibuya at the time or some bullshit like that because they didn't have he didn't want them to find Black Robe. So Hana had to be there, right? Because the inverted spear was gone and the Black Robe is in there. So we need a character to show up who has the ability of those two items. Like, it's very contrived. I really don't like it, right? Fuck it. I'm going to put Naoya in S. Do I like Naoya more than I like Miguel? Yes, just because there's more to him. Because my video about him. Like, I initially didn't give a shit about Naoya, right? But then Mookie fucking really started talking to me about him. And I was like, fuck. You're kind of right. Because in that, like, cast technique video I did with, like, people, like, JJK YouTubers, he was talking about Naoya. And I was, like, really thinking about it. I was like, oh, a lot of this shit he's saying power scaling-wise is really interesting. But then I, like, you know, I had to reread that chapter whilst I was editing it. And as I was editing it, I was, like, rereading the chapter again. I was like, oh, holy shit, like, Naoya as a character is very interesting to me. Like, he's someone that the Zenin clan forges to be, like, the perfect head. Yet, despite that fact, he has respect for Toji, which no one in the Zenin clan does. Like, Naoya, as big as a piece of shit he is, he's the only one in the Zenin clan who respects Toji, right? Naoya's scene was stolen by Sumo. Sumo was way cooler. I disagree. I'll get on to Hazunoki. Is that Hazunoki? That's not his name. I think that's Hazunoki. I forget this dude's name. That's Daido. I can't remember the Sumo guy's name. But anyway. Basically, like, Naoya's internal comparison between him, Toji, and Gojo is very interesting, right? Because by all calculations, Naoya should hate Gojo, because everyone in the main three sorcerer families kind of hates Gojo, just because he's that strong, and even at birth, he just kind of, it's said that he changed the world just from him being born, right? Like, the power ceiling went up just because he was born, okay? So everyone just kind of hates Gojo intrinsically, but because of Naoya's internal, like, infatuation with Toji, he then in turn respects Gojo because he was the only person strong enough to defeat Toji. So he respects both of them purely based on their strength, right? Despite what the clan says about both of them, which is, like, very open-minded and very intriguing because that contradicts his opinion on women, which is obviously, you know, 3 steps behind. Jackpot. Someone subscribed on YouTube. Epic. I'll take that shit. But fucking, like, as I said, now his opinion on women, I feel like, it's, you know, I mean, Maki has that one line being like, oh, you can tell women from their faces. I thought you just stared at their asses. Like, now he is a piece of shit. He is a character that is written in a way for you to hate him and to love when he gets the shit kicked out of him. When he gets stabbed in the back, you know, calling back to the way he, like, described women. When he gets punched in the face by, like, as he's calling Maki a faker. When he gets stabbed in the back again. Granted, that fight is kind of annoying to me, right? I have a lot of problems with the Maki and Curse Naoya fight. For example, the fact that Kamo manages to hit a Curse Naoya with piercing blood. Someone else show up. Josh is trying so hard not to say Naoya's based. Shut the... Naoya based? Naoya Sigma? Wow! But, what was I trying to say? Fucking... Okay, let me just put this like this to you, okay? Naoya, as a human, is dodging Choso's piercing blood, right? Just post Shibuya, right? Curse Naoya, who is faster, like significantly faster, is getting hit by Kamo's piercing blood. Like, that's fucking stupid, right? First of all, that's just really stupid. After that, you have Kamo having like a full-on Rengoku moment from Demon Slayer, where he's like, I will give my life just to buy some time for Maki. Eats so much damage, doesn't die. Then, out of nowhere, Daido and Sumo Man spawn, right? And these are like Heian era. These are dudes from the Heian era. These are like, you know, like Kashimo and Yorozu. Obviously not that tier. They're more like in the realm of fucking Druve, right? They're not like mega strong, but you have Daido who can wield the split soul, which means he can like perceive souls, whatever the fuck. And you have Sumo Guy who has the hyperbolic time chamber. Why? Because Gege wanted, like, I get it. It's symbolic, right? Because if you didn't know this, in Japan, sumo can only be practiced by men. So it's like also another commentary, right? It's another, like, another thread in like the gender narrative that's focused around the dynamic between Naoya and Maki, right? Sumo can only be done by men, but here comes Maki, doesn't give a fuck, does sumo anyway. It's like another note on that dynamic, right? I get what he was trying to do with that, but at the same time, this is mid-fight, Sumo guy opens the domain, and it acts like the hyperbolic time chamber, just so Maki can get so much stronger mid-fight and then destroy Naoya. And then Naoya says, fuck it, he gets even stronger than that. Kind of, not, well, he opens a domain, but because he objectifies Maki that hard, he can't see her. He sees her as an object inside the domain, because she has no cast energy, so therefore he objectified her so much he dies, right? I like that, but at the same time, we finally get to see Naoya's domain, and just for it to, like, end that way, it feels like ending on a whisper. Like, it's not, it doesn't, that's annoying. But at the same time, I still love everything else about Naoya, right? I love, like, his internal dialogue so much. Like, how he is, like, the comparison between how Toji looks away from him, but stares Gojo in the eyes. Like, it's foreshadowing to how the fights are going to go. Naoya is not Gojo. He is not Toji. They are not looked at the same. But he thinks that way anyway. It's intriguing. It's really intriguing. I'm trying to think of another character I really like. I really like Higuruma. And the reason I like Higuruma a lot, there are problems I have with him, like in the recent chapters where he's like an unpolished gem as strong as Satoru Gojo. I don't fucking like that. I get that he's a genius and shit. I get that to a degree. But it's they make it way too fucking high. Like, he should not be going up against a full-powered Sukuna. Granted, he's losing hard. He's getting his arms cut off, but he instantly learns RCT. Like, I hate that shit, right? And I hate the fact that the cursed tool lost its cursed technique instead of Sukuna himself. So he didn't lose, like, the 10 shadows. He didn't lose any of the other cursed techniques that he probably has, right? The boy. I really like Higuruma. The reason I like Higuruma is because how he acts as a commentary on not just the justice system, but specifically on the Japanese justice system. If you didn't know, in Japan, there is a over 99% conviction rate. It does not matter if you are innocent. If you are accused, you are going down. And the entire backstory of his, we get with him, where even if he's defending someone who he knows is innocent and he is fighting for them, it doesn't matter in the end. It doesn't matter. And then it causes him to spiral, to just be like, fuck it, I'm the judge and I'm the executioner. And that just spurs on into him becoming a genius and immediately having a domain before a curse technique. And, like, it's intriguing, right? It's not just him just being a genius. It's also a very intriguing commentary on the Japanese justice system, which is, if you didn't know, fucked, right? This ain't Yakuza 7. There's no lovely fucking bread or whatever the fuck, right? It's not like that. It's fucked, okay? Like, people just get sent to prison. Like, it's really bad. I also like how his curse technique works, or at least his domain anyway, right? Judgman as a Shikigami spawning in and knowing the evidence and how it's treated like an actual trial is intriguing. Like, Judgman knows everything, but you can also lie to it. You can act within the facets of the law system, right? Which is cool. Like, that's its counter. Just don't commit crimes. Like, there was this meme image coming around ages ago of how, like, every character in the series is, pardon me, fucked in some way against Higuruma, right? Yuji, as we saw in his fight with Higuruma, he went into a pachinko parlor under rage. That's why Judgman could pull out the confiscation on him, so he lost his cursed energy. Todo, I think they said he was a stalker for Taraka-chan. Makes sense. Maki killed everyone. Toji killed everyone. Hikari, underage gambling, owning a fight ring. Geto, mass murderer. What the fuck did Charles do? Charles probably didn't do nothing. Charles is just a man. But, like, most characters in the series are just kind of fucked against Higuruma, because even in his domain, you can't act violent. Like, and Sukuna understands this, which is intriguing as well when you look at him inside Higuruma's domain. It's intriguing to see, because he already knows how all of it works, so he just tells him to skip it, go straight to the fucking chase. Cut to the chase, and then Judgman takes the cast tool, the Hokuto, whatever the fuck it's called, that Yorozu made on her deathbed, right? which is also kind of a weird note to make. Okay, so when we see Yorozu make the special grade curse tool, Charles broke that dude's finger. Like, is that like in? I mean, I guess. Oh, you made fun of my manga. You don't want to publish it. Snaps his fucking finger. I mean, I guess that's assault. What would it look fine then? Ui. What's Ui Ui down for? What's Nobara down for? Camo? Like, I don't know. Junpei is obvious. He has school shooter vibes from the start. But anyway, like, just to top off Higuruma, really interesting as a character, really intriguing power set. I'm not the hugest fan of like characters who are just geniuses for the sake of being geniuses. So in this like Shinjuku fight where he just learns RCT immediately and just kind of there's a fight just between him and Sukuna pretty much. I'm not a fan of that. It's cool to read now, but I feel like and the artwork's great. Like that one panel where he's like looking at the camera and he's got the executioner's sword in his hand looks fucking fire. But from a writing perspective, I don't like it, right? Like, I like how it ends with him being able to look Yuji in the eye as he's dying. That's cool, but overall, not my favorite. He's still great though. I like Miguel more, but let's just get rid of some of these photos. Drew, there's nothing to say about him. He shows up, gets off-screen by Yuta. His curse technique shows up more than him. Not much to say. Tadaka-chan, nothing to say. Unless you go by the anime where she's like Todo's stand. But like, there's nothing to talk about regarding it. It's like a joke pick. I'll put Sumo Guy like at the top because I don't like how he's used narratively in the sense of, you know, the hyperbolic time chamber bullshit with Maki. I don't like that. Okay, I really don't like it from a writing standpoint. But at the same time, his introduction is funny. You know, he shows up, breaks into an old woman's house, goes, "Yo, is that Sumo?" She goes, "Yeah, just go down that way." To which he goes, grabs a bindle and goes on a fucking journey. That's funny, right? The fact that he's trying to like wrestle dogs and random people on the street when he can't find anyone who wants to do sumo is funny. I just don't like how it ends with him and Maki in the hyperbolic time chamber. I think that's dumb. I think it's really fucking stupid, right? I really don't like that. But I think, okay, Hana's I just hate. So I like that Sumo Guy, I forget his fucking name. Jujutsu Sumo. Mio, that's his fucking name. Like, Mio, I can't hate, but, you know, his main, you know, narrative point, the reason he's in the narrative is what drags him down. Him as a character, intriguing, funny design, looks like a kappa, that's fine. But the rest of him, like his point in the story, just to make Maki stronger through, like, plot, like, chance is fucking irritating. I hate that shit. Who else is on here? Hanyu, the hairplane bitch. She's not worth mentioning, dog. Gets one-tapped. Same with... I don't remember his fucking name, dog. I'm surprised I remembered Hanyu. Okay, I'm gonna put Dagon in A. Okay, if you know anything about me, I love Lovecraft. H.P. Lovecraft is my boy. Just don't ask me the name of his cat, okay? Dagon is a character, and I'm saying Dagon, not Dagon, okay? Right? He is named after Dagon, so I'm going to call him Dagon. He's got a design after Cthulhu, and he's named after another H.P. Lovecraft story. What is there not to love? Also, Mr. Proto Man, don't know if you're lurking, but thank you for the comments on my other videos as well. It's appreciated. Dagon as a character is very intriguing in the sense of he has a lot of parallels with Toji in his fight. And I broke it down in a video before, where basically him and Toji have the same moment. The fight between Gojo and Toji and the fight between Toji and Dagon. There's this one moment, right, that both Toji, like the losing sides in both of these fights have, where they have this one moment of reflection, where they're like, I might actually fucking lose here, and I might be able to run away. But both of them say, no, that's not possible, I'm gonna win. Toji's instincts tell him to run. What happened? He gets the future Gohan treatment. Fucking Dagon says, nah, he's got no cursed energy, how could he possibly win? And he gets treated like a pincushion, right? They both have that moment in their head of like, I might be able to win, when at the end of the day they can't. I like that. Not to mention his design when he's just a cursed womb. Adorable. He's just a little man that's great. You know, he's just a little guy. Love that. But his main design, when he's like, you know, like during the fight, really cool. He's fighting Naobito, and he's kind of just washing everyone. It's just that it became kind of, you know, one after the other, after the other, after the other. Like, Nanami, Naobito, and Maki were getting washed. And after Megami showed up, like, it would have taken Maharaga, anything but that. Like, Dagon destroys all of them. Like, even if they got outside of his domain, Naobito's missing an arm, Nanami's battle damage, so is Maki, and Megami's brain's about to explode from spamming his domain. Like, everyone, if Toji didn't show up, everyone was dead, unless Maharaga was spawned, right? But Toji shows up, washes him, treats him all fucked up, like, by stabbing him with Playful Cloud multiple times in the face. Kind of messed up, not gonna lie. But I just like him, not just like on a base level, the design of him, his namesake. I love HP Lovecraft. The fact that he spawns on a beach because his name is Dagon, and if you didn't know, Dagon in HP Lovecraft stories is kind of like an underwater, like, merman, kind of. He's like a sea god. And in the story is Shadow over Innsmouth, which heavily inspired Bloodborne DLC, The Old Hunters, if you didn't know that, the old fishing hamlet. Basically, Dagon says, look, I'll give you a bunch of gold if, like, my fish people can fuck you humans. To which the humans go, yay, free gold, and create a bunch of fish Dagon human hybrids, right? Like, Dagon is a very intriguing character in HP Lovecraft lore, and seeing, like, since his main domain is like on a beachhead, like, just in, like, the ocean, it's intriguing to see that that's, you know, Dagon's domain, like, on a beach around the ocean. It's really cool. Domain really cool. Spawning invisible fucking fish, like infinite invisible fish, it's a great surefire hit. It's I just love everything about Dagon. Like, there's nothing I hate about Dagon. It's just that we genuinely don't get enough of him. Like, he has the fight against 4 people and Toji, and then that's it. You know. Who else is on here? Who else do I want to talk about? I didn't talk about Choso and his placement, but to talk about Choso, I'll just talk about Choso. Dagon low-key built different. Have a domain as a cursed womb that can target individuals and keeping it up to the moment of death. Yeah, there's a lot you can bring up in defense of, like, Dagon, right? Like, a lot of people love to power scale the curse, like, disaster curses, and Hanami's always at the bottom, Dagon's second from the bottom always, and people always debate whether or not Mahito or Jogo is stronger, right? And that's fine, but, like, just when you take a step back and you look at the amount of shit Dagon was taking and was just doing well with, it's ridiculous, right? He's eating attacks from the 7-3, and it's just, it gets compared to him having a high HP pool, which is really weird way to describe it. Like, he's just got high vitality, I guess. This motherfucker 99 vitality in Dark Souls, I guess. But intriguing curse technique where he can not only control water, as we saw outside of his domain, he can use water to create, like, a force field. Like, to be honest, he didn't really need his domain. Like, he wasn't getting washed with it. Like, there's one problem I have with certain curse techniques within Jujutsu Kaisen, right? And there's always these statements of, like, for example, like, characters getting used to a curse technique, where I'll end it before they get accustomed to it. So, like, in the fight between Todo, Yuji, and Hanami, Todo says, oh no, we'll kill Hanami before they adapt to Boogie Woogie. And with Dagon, it's like, I think I might not be a line about Naobito saying he'll, like, you know, beat Dagon before it gets used to projection sorcery, because projection sorcery is, like, a gimmick that you can get used to, as we saw with Maki, but I don't think Dagon's, you know, doing that. Granted, who would win, like, Naoya from, I don't fucking know. That's a different question for another day. Whatever, I'm getting too off topic. I want to gas Dagon the fuck up, but it's Choso time, right? I mean, I've had, like, notes for a Choso video for the longest time, but I want to get a couple more videos out of the way first, and I know for a fact if I made a Choso video, I'd want it to be, like, pretty long, because I have a lot of strong feelings about this character, right? Like, also, before I say anything about Choso, there's one thing I have to bring up. Why the fuck, like, upon Gojo being released from the prison realm, does he not say anything about Choso, right? Like, the last time he saw Choso, he killed scores of people. He was just cutting through people with blood and attacking Gojo. But then he sees Choso, like, with everyone, and he's like, oh, must be a good guy now. Like, he doesn't question it. Like imagine if some dude tried to jump you, you go to prison, you come out of prison, and you just see that dude in your house. Like, I feel like you'd question it, but Gojo, nah. Choso must be a stand-up guy. He sat next to Yuji. Like, what the fuck? That's like, he didn't question it at all. But anyway, in regards to Choso as a character is just the like protective big brother trope times by 11. His character is relatively simple all the way up until like the fight with Yuki and Kenjaku, where it's like, oh, you've died as a cursed spirit, now live on as a human, or whatever the fuck the line is, right? I'm paraphrasing. And he, like, Choso as a character is not meant to have too much depth, right? Like, he's just supposed to be... He's just an intriguing character, right? His relationship with Iso and Kechizu was his driving force for the longest time, but as a result, I feel like Iso and Kechizu fall into a similar place as Mai, but worse, okay? Because, like, at least Mai's in the plot a little bit, Iso and Kechizu aren't. And I feel like Iso and Kechizu were just kind of like missed opportunities, to be honest. Like, I feel like Iso and like Iso's design in particular, the one who's dressed like a fucking stripper, if he was designed in like in a different way, where he was like less weirdly sexualized with his fucking cock out, I feel like people would feel a lot worse for Choso, and then they would kind of get him just immediate revenge, immediately, like, whatever. I just really like Choso. I love the overprotective brother bullshit, right? Blood manipulation as a cast technique, really cool. Piercing blood, flowing red scale stack. Fucking, what else is used? If you look at the anime only, where he fights Kenjaku and he's like flying through the air and he's throwing hands with him, that's really cool. Like the way the blood arrows come on his face when he gets serious. His interactions with Naoya, where, like, as simple as a character as Choso is, you know, he has... like, he defends what it means to be a brother to Naoya. Naoya is a character who's like, oh, my brothers are weak, my brothers are fodder. Why the fuck do they even live? They should just kill themselves. I'm pretty sure that might not be the exact quote, but it's like, that's really close. Because I remember talking about it in, like, the video I did about Naoya, right? And he has an interesting dichotomy with Naoya. But the one big problem I have with Choso is his durability. So everyone brings up the idea of what you call it, Choso's three hits against Yuji and he was nearly fucking dead, which is funny, right? That is very funny. He took 3 hits from Choso and he nearly fucking died, and he gets one shot in the jaw by Yuta. Granted, after that, actually it's also kind of bad because during the fight with Yuki and Kenjaku, Choso takes like the same sort of like bunch of small curses that Yuji did, and Choso has it a lot worse. Choso just seemingly just can't take damage. Like, he just kind of, his defense is just dog water. I love Choso, but his defense is dog water. Another problem I have with Choso, it's not necessarily a problem, but like winking as an ability and his entire like awakening during this Kenjaku fight felt not necessarily unwarranted, but like kind of bullshit. Because how does you feeling strong emotions about someone give you their ability? Like, yes, they're brothers, they have like connections with each other's brains and shit, but I don't like him using winking. I like the narrative implications of him trying to incorporate characteristics of each of his brothers into his fighting style. I'll be elegant like Iso, I'll be freeform like Yuji. I appreciate that, that's cool, but like adding winking on top felt fucking stupid because it looks goofy and it didn't. It's like how did he get it? It's not that it isn't warranted, it's just how does him feeling emotional about his brothers give him his brother's ability? Funny one of those three hits in the anime was just Yuji biting him on the hand. That's funny. That's actually funny. He did like the Goku Majin Buu bit, and that was like oh my god. Sorry, what? Oh my god. I'm trying to do fucking Duolingo as I'm fucking... I need to do this... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna... Sorry, what? I can't fucking hear, bro. Oh, fuck. Dog, I'll check to see if I've got a streak freeze real quick. If I have, that's fine. If I don't, I'm not losing this 300-day fucking streak, dog. Right, I'm gonna be honest. But that cannot be the third hit in the anime only. The anime, whilst being highly stylized, looking fucking gorgeous, all that shit. I've got two, that sound. It just kind of makes the anime versions of all of it, not just season 2, have some weird like stipulations that change the manga. And I don't know whether or not it's because of the animators who chose to do it that way, or whether it's the animation studio or Gege or what. Like, for example, JJK0, as I mentioned earlier with Miguel, the fight is entirely pretty much off screen in the manga. Like, I have all the pages, right? If I go to Streamlab, JJK, we go to manga panels and sort in the characters. We got all of Miguel. These are all the Miguel panels in the entire fucking series, right? Miguel vs. Gojo, this is the entirety of the fight we get. Miguel shows up, Gojo teleports Panda and Inumaki away. Gojo pulls off one fucking part of the bandage to reveal one eye. Oh, this is because I was Photoshop and shit. We see someone crash into a building. It's Miguel. Miguel hits him with the black rope. That's it. Like, that's all we get of Miguel, right? I've lost my complete fucking train of thought. But, oh yeah, the anime disparities. Like, that's all we get in the manga. In the anime, we see, you know, Miguel reacting to fucking Gojo. We see him, like, you know, just eat 30 hits in a row, 20, 30 hits from like a fucking Wing Chun combo, and he's just eating those attacks. And these are not just normal attacks, these are like infused with blue. These are like attacks that make you, fucking Hakari and Yuta throw up from a single one. And Miguel's taken all of them and he's fine. Minimal damage, right? Minimal. He's just eating them. Like, anime only stuff, like, as I said, Choso flying, Choso doing a bunch of stuff that's like anime only. Whilst it is cool, it's like, do you use that version? Do you use the anime version, or do you use the manga version? Like, which one's canon? I don't know, because I don't know how much Gege has input-wise in regards to the anime adaptation. Because, like, for example, it's not really, like, a good example, but I remember him having, like, a comment before about how he loved the fight between Gojo and Toji being animated, and he loved, like, the hand thing, where, like, when Gojo's casting blue and he, like, swings his arm around, he's like, oh, that was really cool. Which means, like, he obviously isn't looking over every shot, but I don't know. It's an interesting thing to bring up, whether or not the manga versions of these fights or the anime versions of canon. Granted, you can bring both up, but it's like, there's more of a discussion there. Who the fuck do I want to talk about? Who do I want to talk about? Do you want to pick a character? You can pick the next character. But the character I'll pick for now, Awasaka. Awasaka is a character, right? I can put old lady Ogawa there as well. Is that her name? I think that's her name. They're in the same tier because they pretty much fill the same kind of spot. They were sorcerers before, you know, before Gojo was born, and they were riding high. Gojo's born. They shit themselves and have to wait for Gojo to be gone to like run free. Awasaka's ability of the inverse, intriguing as it is, like, you know, kind of goofy. Seance ability, like revive abilities in all of anime and manga, it's like it's a very common thing. Like, I get the intriguing facet of it being that she's only bringing back the body and not the soul, but that's what fucks her in the end, because Toji's soul in JJK, that like the soul and the body are like kind of intertwined. So because Toji's body was that strong, he has a really fucking strong soul. So his soul just takes over the body. But, like, she looks fucked up. I hate her design. I don't like her grandson either. If her grandson's there, he's going even further down, because he's just even less of a character. Like, he sucks a lot too. Where's like a character I feel like I could talk about? Do I like Geto more than Gojo? I don't know. I'm putting him there for a second as I think about it. I love Playful Cloud. I like the little worm guy. If you couldn't tell, let me just wrap him around myself just for the sake of fucking brevity. I like the little worm guy. And Geto takes care of him. That's points, right? That's points. Cursed Manipulation is one of those fucking abilities that I love, because it falls into the same category of Cursed Puppets, like Yaga's Cursed Technique, where the higher-ups are so afraid that they will just build an army. And Geto did. Yaga didn't, but Geto did. Yaga is just kind of Geto light, like just weaker, less interesting, but is friends with Kusakabe, so Yaga's just intrinsically better, but whatever. Geto as a character, he's intriguing to look at narratively, how he's just like, he starts off during the introduction being completely opposite to how he's like portrayed in JJK Zero, being like, we need to protect the weak, blah blah blah, but through over the course of the Star Plasma Vessel death and the fight with Toji, Gojo's awakening, so they're not equal anymore, like seeing his slow descent, and then Yuki totally not, but also totally fueling his descent into madness. The anime did a great portrayal of that. Like, that looked fucking gorgeous. Like, him in the rain as the clapping comes in. That's, like, fantastic. I love that, right? And then, like, him doing, like, the white and the blood shit. Fucking cool. I think Geto's really cool. But he is one of those characters, if you look at from an ability sense, that since, yet again, he's a JJK Zero character for the majority of it, he is held back by that in the scaling sense. Like, he doesn't have a domain, he doesn't have RCT, he doesn't have, like, if you scale him, he lags behind a lot just because he doesn't have things that he would have if the power system was fleshed out a lot more before JJK Zero was released, right? That's why Yuta from JJK Zero is so much more difficult to fucking scale than Yuta that we see now, right? Unless you're debating Hikari or Yuta, which, to be honest, if you think Hikari wins, you're ridiculous, but whatever. Whatever. That's just me, personally. Whatever, right? I feel like I like Gojo. I think I just like Geto slightly more. Like, as I said before when I was talking about Gojo right at the beginning, and as the stream was fucking up a bunch, like, I love the facets of his abilities. I like how he has to learn RCT. Kind of, the way it's described, now that I think about it, like, you just go like, bang, boom, pop, and you get it. Like, that's how Shoko describes it. It's quite similar how the Rasengan is described to Naruto, where it's like, you just have to kind of feel it, and you'll get it. I like that. That's an intriguing way to, like, portray RCT, which is an ability, like, very few people have, which is, it makes sense that no one can kind of describe it. Like, there's a reason that it's rare. That's cool. And then through him getting stabbed in the fucking head, that's how he gets it, right? A fucking trepanation, which is a surgery where they take out a bit of your skull and release pressure on the brain. Him getting stabbed in the head, getting some trepanation, unlocks some RCT for him, which is pretty cool. But there are parts of him that I don't like. Like, I feel like I'm just being contrarian, to be honest. But there's nothing about Gojo that sticks out to me, that draws me to him. With Geto, it's like the way he views Jujutsu Society and the way he views Gojo, his use of curse tools, like using Placeful Cloud, and he's fighting back Yuta and Rika at the same time. He eats a Black Flash to the face, and he's like, whoa, fucking sick. He does kind of eat it, but also defends it at the same time with the Cursed Spirit. I love the Uzumaki reference, because I love Junji Ito. Like, he has a maximum technique, which Kenjaku describes as being, like, peak for curse techniques. Like, there is things to him that are, like, really cool, right? But I will always, I'll keep them both in B for now, actually, because I really like Higuruma's commentary on Japanese society a lot more than I like Geto being a commentary on, like, a fictional society. I like Higuruma being a commentary on, like, an actual facet of modern, like, non-fiction society more, right? Who do I want to go for next? I'll give a couple of seconds for someone to pick. If no one picks, I'll just pick, but that's fine, right? I'll just talk about some of these randomly. Like, Druve, as I said before, off-screen, has a curse technique, and it's just like, you know, he's a nothing character. But someone brought this up I saw this somewhere, that Druve might be one of the only other non-Japanese sorcerers. I think someone said he might be from India, and the only other non-Japan sorcerer is apparently Miguel, because we know he's from Kenya. I was thinking these two might have been non-Japanese sorcerers as well, because the American military sends them in to the Culling Games. But they're called, like, she's called Hanyu, and that's, like, very much not a Japan name, so I don't know. I really don't know. Who is a character I can fucking talk about? Okay. I'll put Inumaki there for now, but you'll probably go, like, to the end of B, like, as this goes on, right? Inumaki is just unfortunate. Like, he's just, like, a really unfortunate character. He's one of those characters that's, like, the plot just doesn't ever give him a chance to shine, and when it tries to, it just doesn't give him a real fucking chance to start. Like, for example, like, he is, I'm trying to think, like Neon in Hunter x Hunter, right? Like, Neon's ability is taken by Crawler. Neon's fucking useless and is barely ever mentioned again. I think it's mentioned that she killed herself, like, off screen. Like, Yuta uses Inumaki's ability way better than he ever can because he has RCT, so any damage he takes from feedback of use of his ability, he can just immediately heal. Inumaki, like, drinks a whole ass can of walk. You know, he drinks the whole fucking walk. Doesn't, like, to like, destroy a semi-grade 1 curse in JJK 0. Like, he takes off the fucking lid and downs the fucking cough syrup to destroy, like, the light curse, like, that fucking, like, goes, like the big nose fucking curse spirit, right? He tries to do shit to Hanami, but I feel like Gege fucked up big time with the fight with Hanami. Because, like, Inumaki is a semi-grade 1, right? Bear that in mind, right? Like, Nobara, I think, is grade 3. Okay? Nobara hits a Black Flash. She's fucking Iso and catches you up. Like, the grading system in JJK is like the grading system in Bleach. It's kind of fucking pointless because every character is captain level. Like Ikaku's fucking captain level because the only thing to be captain level you need is a Bankai, right? Like, it's like the second, third best seats and lieutenants and shit is kind of pointless, just as like sorcerer grades are in here. Like, Yuji doesn't really have a concrete grade, I don't think, but he's like clearly like grade 1 or special grade at this point, you know? Like, Inumaki, as I say, is just unfortunate. Design kind of cool. The idea of, like, him never being able to talk just to, like, protect his friends, really cool. It's just, there's not enough to him. Like, he loses an arm in Shibuya because he's, like, I guess just on the rim of the fucking Malevolent Shrine. Like, that motherfucker was just on the edge, right? And he loses a single arm. And we never really see him do anything after that. We see him when Gojo's released. And there is this cute little thing where after Gojo's released and everyone pats him on the back, Inumaki kind of, like, kicks him because he can't, like, hit his back because he's missing an arm, which is kind of cute. But, like, he's just a character that suffers from not enough screen time. And when he is there, he doesn't get enough to show off. Like, he just deals with fodder, or he's getting washed by, like, a character that Gege needs, like, the main character to fight, so he can't do too much damage. Which is just, like, you know, unfortunate. Seems like no one's going to pick a new one, so I'll pick one. Who's on here? I mean, I'll put Curse Naoya just next to Naoya, because everyone's the same character. Like, there's not much to say. They're both Naoya, you know? Here's, like, a weird one. Someone commented before on, like, a community post that I should make a video about Ryu. So I'll put him at B while I talk about him so I can try and, like, figure out where to put him on the list, right? So, Ryu as a character is kind of again, a lot of characters in JJK are mixed bags to me, right? And Ryu is another case of that. Like, he's really strong, he has a pompadour, really cool, but the annoying thing with him is that in the flashback we get, where he's like, I think the Kashimo flashback, where Kenjaku is discussing Ryu, like, oh, he's got the strongest curse output, you should fight him. And we see Ryu, like, in the Heian era, and he's got, like, a top knot. So how the fuck did he use a Granite Blast with a top knot? Like, how the fuck does that work? You know? I fuck with the jacket. That's dope as fuck. He has a domain expansion. Granted, we never got to see it, and we never will. He takes a straight up slash from 15 Finger Maguna, which is pretty cool. He doesn't take another one, but he takes one. But then he gets, like, Finger Beared, which is unfortunate. Hey, yo, the Finger Bearer's not on this list. That's fucked up. But, what else? Like, Ryu... There is interesting things about him, and I'll probably make a video on him eventually. Like, him being the one to melt Yuta's heart, you know, to, like, finally make Yuta see the purpose in violence is intriguing. But yet again, he feels like my syndrome, where he's a character just to make, you know, either Yuta stronger or just, like, give development to Yuta. Like, Gege must really fucking love Yuta, to be honest. Like, for real. But, Ryu... You know, having a Granite Blast, kind of cool. The way his, like, dynamic with Uro works is quite interesting. Like, you know, him just being, like, the stereotypical kind of, like, Kenpachi archetype. Like, he just wants to 1v1. He wants to fight. He wants to fight someone. He wants his fill. That's kind of cool, you know? Like, if he was fighting anyone else in the Culling games, like, mass majority, he would have been, you know, fine. Except if it was, like, Yorozu or someone. But, like, if he fought... I don't know, like Yuji and Megumi at the same time, like that would have been much more interesting to me. I don't fucking know. But there's not much to really say about him. Because as I say, just feels like he just like feeds into Yuta a lot. Granted, he got brought up in the recent chapters as like, you know, someone, I think Sukuna mentioned like, how they weren't as tough as Ryu, because Ryu just kind of ate the slashes, didn't take much damage. And like, you know, Sukuna complimented his defense. Like, there's not much to say. I obviously like him more than Inumaki, because I love his design, and I like the coloured spread, where like he's like dressed up in like modern clothes and shit. That looks cool. Whereas like dressed up with your own shit, that looks cool. And he's clearly very knowledgeable. How about Uraume next? We don't know much about them, but I like the aesthetic of his abilities. Okay, so I've read the data books, like the fan book, not data books. This isn't fucking the Daizenshu. I can talk about Uraume, but Uraume as a character is like as simplistic as Choso, but seemingly won't ever get the like depth that Choso does either. Like Choso's like simplistically like deep, right? He has a simplistic nature as a character, but there is a depth to it. Uraume is just simple. Sukuna-sama, like that's it. The thing that you might not know about Uraume, right? We don't know their gender, right? That's whatever. You can that's up for you to give a shit about. But the reason that Sukuna keeps Uraume around is not necessarily because Uraume is strong, which Uraume is. Uraume is fucking like mega strong, right? But Sukuna keeps Uraume around because Uraume is the best at cooking human, apparently, which brings up this intriguing like why? How would Uraume know how to cook human? Like what started like there is intriguing things about Uraume, like what made Uraume so obsessed with Sukuna? Like, as soon as Yurozu sees Sukuna for the first time, she's infatuated. She immediately falls in love, and Uraume is ready to throw down with Yurozu. I think Yurozu would wash Uraume, but that's just me, because Yurozu's kind of fucking busted, right? But, like, there's not much to discuss, right? Has RCT. We don't know if Uraume has a domain, but we see after Piercing Blood fucks up Uraume's hand and just, like, cuts a hole through, uses RCT. Intriguing. Like, the ice aesthetic, like the ice-based attacks, really cool. Maybe Sukuna likes Uraume so much because she can just freeze a bunch of meat to cook later, like a bunch of human. That might be nice. I don't know. Like as you said, there's not much to say about Uraume, right? You've just got... I like how Uraume is portrayed in the anime, where they're like fucking... Like, they do the Todoroki, like, animation style, where, like, there's, like, cubes of ice going towards the camera. That's kind of an intriguing, like, animation reference. I like Uraume's relationship with Kenjaku, where it's like, oh, Uraume, do this. Fuck off. Fuck you, Kenjaku, you little bit. Fuck you, you silly Billy bitch, Kenjaku. I would never. Sukuna says, do this. Yes. Sukuna-sama, you are the best. Look at your handsome visage. Oh, Sukuna, you are the best. Like, I like just the dichotomy between Uraume's, like, relationship between Kenjaku and Sukuna. That's pretty funny. Granted, we've seen very little of it, but it is funny when it's there. Like, just after Megumi's been taken over, right? That's kind of cool. Where do we go next? Right, there's not much really to say about Uraume. We'll just have to wait for, like, the next chapters. I personally think the next chapter is going to be on the fight with Hikari and Uraume, just because we haven't been there in a while. And it seems like there's going to... I'm feeling a gap. I'm feeling a gap in the current chapters, if I'm completely honest. I'm just smelling a gap. Hazanoki, I guess he can go there. Like, there's nothing to say about Hazanoki. He's just somewhat intriguing power. You know, can pull out his body parts and lob them at you and they explode. Interesting gimmick. Pretty cool. Sumiki, okay. Uraume is either molding, simping, or standing majestically. That's true! Like, can't fault him for that. Sumiki, it's the same as Hana. There's, like, not a character there. Sumiki is just kind of, like, Megumi's end goal. Like, I'm doing this in the end to save Sumiki, right? And she's fucking dead. Megumi's in despair. Like, Sumiki was just the worst case of my syndrome in the series, where it's like clearly just a character that is a end goal. Like, she's just there to make another character proceed, right? Granted, she comes back as Yorozu, and you have that really cool fucking scene where she's like, "I'm your sister," and she's got that fucked up like just massive smile that looks great. But that's Yorozu, not Sumiki. You know, they're different characters. Like, Yorozu better be on this fucking list. Is Yorozu not here? I think this is in alphabetical order. Yuta, Yuki, Yorozu's not here. I guess this is outdated, but Yorozu would probably go in like A. I really like Yorozu. Power's really cool. How she's like mega fucking like Heian era, like personified. Oh, I'll kill you, marry you, and then we can have monkey brain stew and destroy the 4 nearest villages. Like, she's just fucking insane, and it's funny. And I said she had the second most underrated curse technique in the series, because I really fucking believe in like Uraume supremacy, dog. I have, like, I'll show you underrated curse techniques, Yorozu's creation, upscaled. Like, I have all of them here, right? And I was gonna animate each fucking curse technique that I was discussing in the video, right? And I cut out all Yorozu's shit. Like, I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like have a Pog. I'm gonna like, I have all the stuff to animate Yorozu. Like, I just have it all there. I just never got around to fucking like actually like animating it. But I know in my head how I was gonna make it look. That's why I want to make a video on Charles, because I still have all the like cutouts. Or like some of the cutouts, like that major, like I can still do an animation of Charles and a video about Charles. But spoiler alert, the next video is about Miguel, if you didn't fucking know. Fucking love Miguel. Yours do mad underrated, agreed. Yeah. Every time I talk to Jaded, he fucking loves to bring up Yorozu, dog. Like, he mad loves Yorozu. And I was like, just fucking make a Yorozu video. And he was like, no. I was like, just fucking make one. Like, dog. I get it. I feel like the longer the story goes on, the more JJK goes on, more people understand Yorozu, right? I'm surprised you haven't questioned the Kusakabe pick up top, but if you've seen my channel, you don't need to question it, if I'm honest. Who is a character here? I'll put Momo like here for one reason. She's intriguing for one thing, and it's not even to do with her. I get the whole, like, you know, delivery service, Studio Ghibli, like, witch aesthetic. I get that, not my cup of tea, but I get it. But the thing that's interesting about me is that the reason she has blonde hair is because her father is an American Jujutsu sorcerer. I think that's stated in like a, like, you know, the like character profiles for like the author comments mid volume. Sorry, pardon me. It said that she's got like an American sorcerer father, which is really interesting, because it just means there's more sorcerers that we don't know about who are, you know, not in Japan, which is really intriguing. You know, it's really intriguing. Granted, cursed tool manipulation could be cooler, but she just decides to use the broom, and we don't know if it goes any deeper than that. We just don't know. Like, we just genuinely, she couldn't. There could be more facets to it, but we'll never know, because it's her whole gimmick is she's like the eyes in the sky. She's a fucking spectator. That's her whole gimmick. She's just watching, you know. Who should I go for next? Who should I actually go for next? I don't know. Do I get a roulette wheel? Nah, I'd have to type them all in. Fuck it, let's go Nanami. How do I feel? I'm just putting them here for now as I think, right? Like, I'll just if I put them straight in B, it's just because I'm putting them as I think about them, right? So Nanami is a character that is very intriguing, but he's similar to Geto in the fact that the more time passes, the worse they look. So, okay. People who really want to wank Nanami bring up the Nobara statement, where she looks at Nanami and goes, oh my god, he is like the peak of what it means to be a grade 1 sorcerer. He is like the weakest grade 1 sorcerer. Okay. Curse technique, really cool. Overtime, really cool. Black Flash is dope as fuck. It hits the fucking the record until Yuji breaks it. Really cool, right? His design, businessman, the Morpheus glasses, slick black blonde hair, cool. He looks like fucking Mads Mikkelsen. Like, he looks fucking cool. Character, I mentioned it in the Kusakabe video, but he's kind of like Kusakabe is kind of like a toned down version of Nanami. He's like a realist. He just wants kids to be kids, like, which is like Nanami's thing, not less so Kusakabe's. But like Kusakabe doesn't like the Jujutsu world. Neither does Nanami, but Nanami's is like overplayed, like not in a bad way. Whereas like Jujutsu sorcerers, shit, hate them. They're assholes, bro. Get out of the Jujutsu world. It fucking sucks because, you know, lost his BFF. Like, he gets how the Jujutsu world works and he just fucking hates it. It's not a place for children, right? Like, which is intriguing. He has an intriguing relationship with Mahito because, you know, he fights him a couple times, but there's not really much to say on that. Mahito just, like, kills him. There's not much, like, fights him, runs away, fights him, like, doesn't even fight him again, just touches his belly and explodes him, like, rip. He has an intriguing... Who does he have an intriguing relationship with? Okay, this is kind of a Nanami thing, but it's also just like a whole thing in the series I kind of had a problem with, but it's least prevalent with Nanami. Throughout the series, whenever a character dies, personally, I don't think that their death is thought about as much as it should be by the rest of the cast, right? For example, Nanami has it like the best. Exemplary Grade 1 doesn't even have a simple domain. I love him though. I love him. I like him. He is the perfect example. This is what a Grade 1 sorcerer is. Bruh, Kusakabe cuts that motherfucker in half, no diff. Anyway, Black Flashes don't mean shit. Simple domain. Well, whatever. Kusakabe can block an Uzumaki. What do you think's a ratio gonna do? Anyway, Nanami, like, after he dies, his death is brought up quite a few times, right? He's brought up, like, by Yuji a bunch. He's, like, thought about a bunch. His death is brought up even after Gojo dies. Like, in the airport, we see Nanami again. His death is, like, harkened back to a lot. Nobara is brought up once by Yuji when he's looking at Angel, and he's like, I hope Angel doesn't replace, or Hana. They're fucking interchangeable. I hope Hana doesn't replace Nobara, but she pretty much did, even though she sucks. Like, Nobara's a decent character, Hana just fucking sucks. But Todo dies, we kind of don't know still at this point, but it's never brought up a single time. Todo is brought up a single time after his death, and it's by Megumi when he meets Takaba. He's like, Takaba reminds me of Todo, and then he's never brought up again, right? Which is ridiculous. That's so fucking stupid. He's like a fan favorite, everyone likes Todo. Like, it always annoyed me, but Nanami has it the best. He's kind of like Toji, where Toji has it the best because he will always get brought up. Gege loves Toji. He will always bring his death up over and over and over again. And Toji's actions, as like when he was alive through the Star Pass, was best shit. He'll always bring it up. Even the fight between Sukuna and Gojo, Gege brings up Toji because he wanted to. Like, he just wants a reason to draw Toji, right? But a lot of characters don't have it that nicely. Fuck it. I think I like Nanami. He has more of a character just because we get more time with him than Ryu and Uraume. But scaling what I like his it just boils down into whether or not I like the ratio more than the Limitless, and I don't. I like the Limitless, don't love it. I love the ratio, but I think there's more to Gojo's character. Anyway, speaking of Toji, let's get to Toji. He is obviously like fucking fuck. I don't know. Toji's a hard one to place because Toji is a character I love, but there are things about him I dislike. But the things I dislike about him aren't to do with Gege. Like, some of them are anyway. The main thing I dislike about Toji is the fact that he's voiced by Dio, and I really don't think that voice suits his character. I don't think that voice suits him, personally. I love the Dio voice actor. Right? Also, I've been smack talking Gojo, and I'm wearing a Gojo t-shirt, and that's crazy. But, like, I love the Toji Wem. I love Toji. Great character. Like, but I feel like Gege's obsession with him is fucking weird. Like, he shouldn't be brought up this many times. He gets brought up in the Perfect Prep. He gets brought up in when Tengen's talking about the inverted spear of heaven, and, you know, talks about Yuki brings him up. Kenjaku brings him up. Fucking Gojo brings him up in his head when he's thinking about fighting Sukuna. Like, Toji's just always brought up. And it's understandable because he's just cool. You know, the fact that he, you know, swallows this little motherfucker, has a massive inventory in it, pulls out a fucking Glock, like, just shoots the shit. Like, he's just an intriguing character, right? He's just a force to be reckoned with. There's a reason why, like, thousands of fucking nerds want the Toji body type, right? Dude's just cool. Dude is just cool, right? He is like, hold on. Like, he's special grade level. He fights his way out of a pit as a child. That's why he's got the scar on his lip, because a grade 2 spirit gave it to him. Because, you know, the pit where Maki and Maya left to die by Ogi is where they were just like, that's like a training room, but they would throw like a child Toji in there. So he would have to fight his way out there just to fucking survive and fight like grade 2 sorcerers when he was a kid. Like, he's an interesting underdog to just kind of follow. But at the same time, like, I feel like the author's too fucking in love with him. Like, it's just quite abundant how much Gege loves Toji. And the fan base loves Toji too, understandably, but it's like, come on, bro. Come on. Who do I go for next? Are you Hazunoki? No. Are you Hazunoki? I don't fucking remember. He's just like another... I hate his design, actually. Okay, I like Takada's design. Okay. At least Takada is funny in the anime adaptation and shit. Because she's like Toro stan. Fuck it, let's talk about Toro. Everyone likes Toro. Boogie Woogie has a curse technique. I think it's overrated. And I've caught a bunch of shit for saying that I think it's overrated. But I got this fucking comment, and I don't remember who it was from. And they said, basically, Boogie Woogie was the equivalent of the fucking flying Raijin from Naruto. And my response is, shut the fuck up. Because Boogie Woogie has a requirement of clapping your hands. Flying Raijin, you just fucking think. And you just go to a tag you put down 10 years ago. Like, brother, what? You can teleport to shit without having to infuse it. Like Flying Raijin's way more busted than Boogie Woogie. Like, Boogie Woogie, no. Boogie Woogie as a curse technique is good, but people seem to forget that there's a bunch of times where Todo says we have to, like, beat it before their opponent adapts, because he phrases it like, Mahito can adapt to it, and so can Hanami, because, like, Hanami could adapt to Boogie Woogie, like Todo says that himself. Like, if you overuse the ability, even if you use feints and stuff like that, eventually they'll kind of just get used to it. And at the same time, it's not an omnidirectional teleport. Like, if you just kind of do a big, massive attack, he's still just going to get hit by it, because he can't just, like, you know, he can't teleport with something. It's an overrated ability in my opinion, but I still love it because of, like, how stylistically it is shown to the audience with the fucking clapping and the posing and shit. Great. He hits a black flash. I kind of, like, I love it, but at the same time I hate how everything he did to Mahito is, like, no damage. Like, the black flash he lands does less damage to Mahito than Nobara doing resonance, which is, like, the way it's presented, it doesn't feel that way. Like, sure, you have that, like, cover panel where it's animated in season 2, where, like, it shows you Nobara. Like, Mahito's thinking, like, she really did damage to my soul. But then he eats the black flash. He's like, that shit didn't even do damage. Despite how, like, cool the animation of Todo's black flash is, which is unfortunate. The little facets of information we also get about Todo are really interesting. He's also, like, a mega genius, not just in his own head. He has the highest test scores out of anyone. He has, like, 10 out of 10s. There's a random note where it says he's the most hygienic. So, like, even the female students are jealous of him, like, of his hygiene. Like, he has little facets of his, like, little characteristics to him that make him intriguing. It's just, you know, as he is presented in verse to the other characters, he can be quite brazen. Like, most people will love him. He's, like, jacked, he's clever, he's charming, his curse technique's intriguing. He also has a simple domain. He was taught by Yuki. It is kind of sad we never really got to see Yuki and Todo interact. I feel like that's a shame. We also never got to see him interact with Chozo, which was, like, a missed opportunity. You know? Granted, Chozo will probably die by the end of the Sukuna fight, so they can meet up in heaven. They can meet in the big airport in the fucking sky. But, you know, still a shame. Like, what else is there to talk about with Todo? Like, him being, like, a child and beating the shit out of high schoolers, funny as fuck. Like, he's not like he wasn't like a born sorcerer. He's the equivalent of, like, a mudblood in Harry Potter. Like, someone who just kind of became a wizard without having wizard parents. Like, as far as we know, Todo didn't have, like, He just kind of came into the Wizarding world, the like Jujutsu world because of Yuki, which is kind of weird to think about. Because I doubt there's many people like that. I mean, he learnt a simple domain from her, but he also had Boogie Woogie, which is like from birth. So I don't know. Who do I want to talk about next? Fuck it, Sukuna. Let's get the big dog out of the way. As I said, just go on here because I'm trying to think. There. I like Sukuna a lot. Like, I love characters who are evil for the sake of being evil. I don't always like love them. Like, Doflamingo as a character is intriguing to me. He's not my favorite. He's not even my favorite in Dressrosa, but I still love, like, I still love it when an author feels that it's okay to make a character evil for the sake of being evil. Not everyone needs a sad backstory to define them, right? We don't need that. Sometimes there is just born evil, and Sukuna is a great exemplar of that, right? Like, he is awakened for the first time, and people seem to forget how fucked up Sukuna is. He is revived for the first time in the first episode, or the second episode, sorry, whatever the fuck. No, the first episode. And his first response is, oh, so many women and children. It's going to be a fucking manslaughter. Like, it's going to be a feast, a massacre. Because he just wants to murder women and children. Because he's fucked. Like, people forget because of how, like, cool he's presented in, like, Shibuya and stuff. That his immediate, like, he just wanted to kill and eat women and children. Like, he is fucked. And I love that. He's just fucked. I don't know how I feel about him, like his his 2 eyes on the side of his face. Like, I feel like we need to learn more about him before, like obviously before I have, like, a mega final opinion, but just how cocky he is because he knows he'll win. The fact that he just sees the 10 shadows once, sees Megumi's cursed energy rise and goes, nice. Like, he didn't know Maharaga was summoned. He just felt, like, cursed energy just around Megumi and was like, oh, fuck. Like, I don't know. Sukuna, I'm trying to think. I like his dichotomy, which I also made a video about, by the way, with Gojo, where Gojo pronounces himself to be, I am the honored one. Throughout heaven and earth, I am the honored one, right? The funny thing about that statement is, in the manga, and in most translations, the narrator says that about Sukuna. Throughout heaven and earth, he alone is the honored one. People, like, live at his, like, behest or whatever the fuck the quote is. That was a mega paraphrase, but, like, the narrator says but throughout heaven and earth, he is the honored one. The narrator says that about Sukuna, whilst Gojo says that about himself, right? Which, like, greatly reflects, you know, Gojo's narcissistic and, like, mega overconfident attitude, whilst also, like, highlighting Sukuna's strength, which is also cool, right? I love his interactions with Mahito. Like, you know, Mahito opens his domain, he's like, settle down, less of that, calm down, don't do that. Like, he just immediately just shuts Mahito down. He's like, we laughed at the lad because he's a fucking idiot, but, like, know your place. That's, like, dope as hell. When Mahito tries to do the 0.2 and Sukuna just phasing the fuck out. He does not care. I love that. Sukuna doing the flame arrow, intriguing. Like, there's a bunch of cool things about Sukuna, right? I love him. He's cool. I love how Kashimo soils himself over forearm Sukuna, though. Oh my god, he can cast cursed techniques while also fighting with 2 hands. Oh my god, while also holding cursed tools. Oh my god. Kashimo. Let's talk about Kashimo. I'll put him there for a sec. Okay, Kashimo. The way he's presented to us is just unfortunate, if I'm perfectly honest, right? Like, the King of the Farmers memes are rude, but they are kind of true, okay? Like, there's all the statements we get for Kashimo and all the feats we get for Kashimo are kind of fucking all over the place. Like, he fights Hakari without cursed technique, right? And loses. Also, this always bugged me, like, whenever a character has a move that will, like, melt them away and, like, kill them, how the fuck do they know they have it? Especially in the context of Kashimo and JJK. How did he know he had Mythical Beast Amber? Like, how would he know? Like, if it's like innate, he just knows he has that curse technique. Okay, cool. But I like his design. I like the blue hair. I like his little like electric staff. I like the characteristic of his cursed energy where it's just electricity. I like the fact that he's a genius and immediately goes, oh, chlorine, electrolysis, boom, explosion. Like, I like how he just sees, oh, you're immortal. That's fucking sick. Funeral for the living. Like, he's just hype. And then we just see him immediately collapse in front of Sukuna, and just all that hype gone. And it's just upsetting because he could have been so much more. Like, Giga could have let him do more damage to Sukuna, right? Like, before twin meteorites hit him, like he could have let him get a couple of hits in, man. Like, Yurozu did more damage to me, in my opinion, than Kashimo did. Granted, it's to a weaker version of Sukuna, right? Like is post Hollow Purple 20 finger Sukuna weaker than, you know, 15 fingers post bath, like fighting Yurozu Maguna, only using 12 shadows? Like, which one's stronger? I don't know, but like Yurozu did more damage to Sukuna in that instance than like Kashimo got a couple of hits in, I guess. But like Sukuna just wasn't bothered because he had an insta full revive on him, so it didn't fucking matter. But where would I put you? I like his interactions with Hikari, where Hikari's like, yeah, we're just gonna let this guy fight Sukuna, and then like he's chill with us, you know? That's intriguing. Like, he has more of a, he's just kind of like Ryu, but we get more of him, you know? Wants to battle the strongest, wants his fill, but he has more to his powers. He has like he also has a cool design, but he has Hajime in his name, and I love Hajime no Ippo. I know that's not his name. His name's Makinoshi, but you know. Oh, controversial one. Gakugan. I'll put Gakuganji there. A lot of people hate Gakuganji. I don't. I think he gets shit talked a lot. He is weak. I mean, nearly dying to Yaga is pretty fucking bad. Struggling against Judge, what the fuck was his name? Jinpei? It might have been Jinpei. The person who creates cursed tools, who wanted to turn him into a coat rack. Like, Gakuganji, he is the president at the like principal at the end of the day. He is like, he's just like Yamamoto, but as like an old school rocker. I love the design. I love how when Utahime is doing her dance for the 200% Hollow Purple, he's got like a shamisen. That's pretty fucking cool, you know? Just whipping out a shamisen casually. Just, why not? It's mainly just the design, because his character is just like stereotypical, like, old, angry man, but it's, at least he gets more stuff to him than Toge, unfortunately. Like, at least he still shows up. He still has some conversations. Like, he talks to Gojo after being released more than any of his students. Do you know how fucked up that is? That's so bad. Like, I hope when they come out with the volumes, like, they'll add some stuff. Like how when they released the volumes of, like, the Angel and Meguna stuff, they, like, changed, like, Gege changed some stuff. I hope they do that again. Ogi, I just like how fucked he is. Like, his philosophy is, a child should never get in front of their parents. I like how his gimmick is set sword on fire. That's his whole curse technique. That's it, just set sword on fire. He's very simple. He is a special grade 1. Obviously, I feel like out of the special grade 1s, he is probably the weakest. I mean, like, definitely the weakest, because you, like, look at every other special grade 1 fight Maki. Now he's at least putting in work. Jinichi is, like, at least throwing punches and not insta-getting killed. Ogi, insta-getting killed. I'll put Jinichi's just, like, around the same place, like, and, this motherfucker. Actually, he can go, like, there. Because I like his curse technique, pardon me, where if he looks at someone, he can stop their mobility, but it scales to that person's strength. I think that's a really cool concept. If I look at you, I can just stop your movement, but it scales to how strong you are. And if you are mega strong, you just fucking destroy me. That's kind of cool. How long have I been fucking streaming for, by the way? Where's the timer? I don't see it. Am I blind? Oh, fuck it. Who knows? Probably an hour or so. Who else? Like, there's not much to say about those guys. Same with this guy, member of Q. They don't even have both the members of Q because they're just like, yeah, again, Curse technique is intriguing. These two are like interchangeable. Let's be honest. They both just got intriguing Curse techniques. He goes above because he's Boxman from Smosh. You know, he gets points for that, but not many points. Why is Curse now? Yeah, S. Am I a bit late? I'm a bit late. It's not their strength or anything like that. If it was their strength, why the fuck would Chozo be number one? It's just my opinions on like their characters and how I feel about them. Like I did a video on Naoya, for fuck's sake. I love his dichotomy. I don't agree with him, obviously. I said the same thing to either Mookie or Jaded, or one of them. I said basically the way I feel about Naoya is similar to how I feel about Griffith. I feel like they're a decent, like a fucking good written character, but I very obviously don't agree with them. I vehemently disagree with their opinions and their modus operandi, but I still think they're very intriguing characters. With Naoya, I love his curse technique. I love how he views himself in the similar realm as Gojo and Toji. I love like his design. I love just how brazen he is. How much of a piece of shit he is. He's wrote in a way for you to hate him, and it does well. I put Naoya and Curse Naoya just like in the same spot because Naoya, like Curse Naoya is just Naoya. Like I prefer Naoya's original design. Like since they're the same character, they're in the same place, but human Naoya is above Curse Naoya because whilst a skull with a jetpack and fucking tentacles is badass as hell, I prefer the like bleach blonde hair with the earrings and shit. Because like look at my hair, bro. Come on, he's a man after my own heart. Who was I fucking on to? I was talking about the guy in Q who can make clones of himself. He has a cool curse technique, not much to say. Is there anyone on this list I should fucking talk about? Because I'm going to go through all of them, but who should I go for next? Reggie Star, that's fair. Good fucking, yeah. Fuck it, I talk about Naoya, I talk about Naobito. I'll put him in B for now, just as I talk about him, right? Okay, so Naobito, yet again, projection sorcery is very intriguing as an ability, right? Like, it's something that not only affects the user, but also their opponent. And if their opponent doesn't understand the CT, they are fucked, right? The whole 24 frames bullshit, which is, like, really cool. And you can turn someone into an animation cell, which is really cool. Like, as we see against Dagon, as we see against Maki, it's really fucking cool. And then now you take that making a domain. But with just Naobito, he shows up, gets hammered, fights Dagon, loses an arm, still fights. But he is also a dick to Maki. He is still a Zenin at the end of the day. But he did also try buy Megumi from Toji. Like, I feel like his personality is just kind of drunk, old, strong guy. Like, there's not much to him because we didn't get enough of him. I'm going to save my opinion for when you're done. Okay. Like, I like Naobito as a character, but I just think that Naoya is just, like, from a, like, character perspective, just a better version of him. Not only is he just stronger in every way because he has a domain, the curse shit, like, he's just stronger Naobito. Like, now he's just stronger Naobito. Like, now you're stronger Naobito. But as a character, I just don't think we get enough of Naobito. We see, like, a flashback with Maki being pissed off at him. We see Toji trying to sell Megumi to him. Like, he's just, like, a leader of the Zenin. Like, I feel like he fills a spot more so than be a character. And the only character he does have is, like, being a drunk, angry man who can fight pretty well. Like, as I said, I at least like Inumaki in the sense of I like his power. I just don't think it's very good. I like his design. With Naobito, I'm not the hugest fan of his design. I don't like the really pointy mustache. But you can say what you want about Naobito now. See if you can change my ways. See if you can persuade me into liking Naobito more than I like Naoya. You're not going to be able to because I really fuck with Naoya. As I said, got a preference. Don't agree with Naoya. I don't agree with the shit he says. You can walk like 2 steps next to me instead of 3. I won't stab you in the back, you know? Like, now you just fuck. Okay. Oh, do you mean you'll save it till the entire tier list is done? But, Junpei, I'll put him here as just because I'm talking. Junpei is a character. The funniest thing about him is just like, I just like his speed and animation. Yeah. I mean, then you should like Naoya too, if that's like the philosophy. But anyway, Junpei, no matter when you talk about him, is always funny because you always have people who are anime only who think Yuta and Junpei are the same dude, or like Junpei just it's so intriguing. Like, for some reason Mahito unlocked him like unlocked his ability to have a CT and he could summon a blue jellyfish. What the fuck is that about? Like, his character being like a nerdy kid that gets bullied and he likes movies, I relate, I love that. But like, he just trusts the funny Stitch Man who wants to kill people and hates humans. Like, come the fuck on, bro. Like, Junpei's got major school shooter vibes. Like, I feel like the best thing about him is the discourse surrounding him, of like the shitposts and stuff. Like, Junpei serves his part in the plot well enough. His jellyfish looks kind of cool. Sumo guy kind of annoys me in a plot way, because the hyperbolic time chamber bullshit just will always annoy me, right? But at least Junpei did what he did, and he actually died, right? Like, he actually fulfilled his purpose, and like, I love the fact that in the anime OP, we see him getting along with everyone. So when I was still an anime only watching season 1, I thought he was going to join the crew like the rest of like all the anime onlys. No, that motherfucker gets turned into Barney the dinosaur, and then just like bro gets fucked up, you know? And that's fine. That's great. Like, that is A-okay, right? I think Junpei did what he was supposed to do in the plot, had a cool jellyfish, got punched in the mouth, got sad, did his job. That's fine. I feel like we can get Iso and Kechizu out the way now, because there's not really much to say about them. I'll put Iso and Kechizu here, right? The reason I say that is because post their death, they become a lot more likable, right? When you go back and you like watch season 1, or you read the fight with Nobara and Yuji versus Iso and Kechizu are just kind of nobodies. They're very like out of place. Like, I feel like both of them are necessary for us to feel bad for Choso when the two of them die, right? Because Kechizu is this like childlike, bumbling idiot, and Iso is like this super serious brother, right? Who just like there's an interesting dynamic there. And when they both die, to this day, I don't know why they were added to Curse Clash, because Curse Clash was only going to cover Season 1, and because they only wanted to cover Season 1 to, like, bait people into buying DLC, which also bit the game in the ass, among hundreds of other things, they couldn't, like, get anyone past Season 1, even though they include stuff from Season 2, like the Flame Arrow and Todo hitting a Black Flash. Like, dog, I could talk about Curse Clash for a while, but that's not the point of this stream. Iso and Kechizu, kind of cool. Yuji uses Kechizu's curse technique of spitting blood in the most recent chapters, which not a lot of people picked up on. It's Kechizu's technique, where he, like, spits blood at people. That's what Kechizu does, like the dude with two faces. Iso is the one who's dressed like a male stripper. I really hate his design, but afterwards, when Iso is brought up in flashbacks or in Chozo's mind, where he's, like, wearing a shirt, 10 times better looking. Like if Kechizu didn't exist, and we were only given Iso, who dressed like a stripper and like had a weird ability, I don't think anyone would feel bad for Choso. But since Kechizu was so childlike and he's pleading in pain and he's just such a sad interaction, people feel bad for Iso and Kechizu because they're in this fucked up situation where they can't win and they're crying in agony. And then because of that, we feel bad for Choso in turn, which makes the fight between Yuji and Choso kind of all over the place, because we feel bad for Choso, but we also don't want Yuji to lose. I think that's kind of cool. Like, the reason that fight had a decent amount of build-up was because Iso and Kechizu exist. And they're also brought up quite a few times after their death. Like, whenever Choso wants any development, they always bring up their deaths, like Yuji saying sorry for killing them. Like, if in the start of Shibuya, just after Shibuya, when Choso and Yuji are talking, like, Yuji says, "I'm sorry for killing your brothers," and Choso's like, "It's fine. Like, it's my fault anyway." And then, like, cut to later on, and Yuji's like, he's got a very different opinion of them anyway. But fuck talking about Iso and Kechizu anymore. I'll talk about them when I make a Choso video. But who should I talk about next? I love his speech about animation. I love that shit, because I have a bunch of like friends who did animation at university. You're like, yeah, he's spitting facts. Fuck frame interpolation. Fuck the 60 FPS bullshit. Because I agree. I hate whenever you see a clip Like maybe you're scrolling through Instagram or Twitter and you see like a cool anime clip that, oh, I might want to rewatch this like part of, I don't know, Gear 5 Luffy fighting Kaido, and it's 60 FPS upscaled and it looks like dog shit. It's like, I don't get people who say this looks better. What the fuck is wrong with you? I agree with Naobito 100%. Fuck that shit. You're fucking stupid. Like, upscale it? Sure. I don't like that, but sure. But if you 60 FPS it and like frame interpolation, fuck that shit. That shit's trash, bro. Who should I talk about next? I'll talk about Akari. Akari as a character is very intriguing. Because, I mean, when he's first introduced, he is just Tyler Durden. He owns a fight club. He says, what are the rules about fight club? Don't talk about, like, he is just Tyler Durden. The more we learn about him, we realize how strong he is. Gojo says there's two people who could pass him as a special grade. That's Yuta and Hikari. Those are the two people he brings up. So we're already curious about who the fuck this guy is, right? And then we see his fight with, like, no, his scuffle with Yuji, where Hikari just kind of kicks the shit out of him. We find out that his cursed energy is just really fucking rough. It just hurts a lot, because Hikari's cursed energy just says, fuck you, I guess. And it was compared to, like, getting hit with barbed wire. Then we get the fight with Charles, and Hikari fucks him up, uses his domain, Private Pure Love Train, Restless Gambler, all that shit. We get the fight with Hikari, where he fucking just keeps dying and coming back, pretty much. He just, like, well, nearly dies and just keeps healing because his RCT is, like, the best in the series. Like, even Uraume, who sucks all four of Sukuna's dicks at the same time, is like, oh my god, his RCT is better than Sukuna. How the fuck is he doing this? Because, like, Uraume will blow out his fucking stomach and he'll just grow it back. He'll, like, Uraume will blow his arm off and he'll just grow it up mid-fucking swing. Like, he just insta-heals. He's like Cell growing back arms. Like, Cell after getting hit with the Final Flash just fully regrows back. Doesn't give a shit. Like, that's Hikari's RCT. It's fucking stupid. Like, it's mega goofy. Like, his domain and entire CT gimmick, yet again, very intriguing. I feel like it is a very Japanese ability because it is, you know, intrinsic with pachinko, and, you know, it's a lot of stuff that most native English speakers won't fucking understand. It took me a while to, like, understand it, with all, like, the pseudo rolls, like the extra spins and the fucking, like, the visual indicators and stuff. It took me a while to get that. Do I think it's a bit much? Yes, but at the end of the day, Gege is inspired by Togashi, and Togashi is kind of known for stupid shit like that, so it doesn't surprise you. Like, just look at fucking Chrollo's ability, and, like, you know, there you go. Just look at any ability in Hunter x Hunter. It's never just an ability. It's never super simple, unless it's fucking Nobunaga. I have a 2 range of fucking Ren. Cool. Like, fucking Kite is like 40 kilometers. What's Nobunaga? 2 meter. Okay, cool. Like, bruh. No, but like, Nobunaga looks so fodder because of that shit. Anyway, who else should I talk about? Who is left? I feel like, let me actually just place Akari. Where would I put Akari? I really like Akari. Do I like him more than Kashimo? I really like Kashimo's design. But he lets us down a bunch. Hikari at least shows stuff off. I just love the visuals of Hikari instantly regrowing and healing shit. Like, his arm gets blown off as he's swinging his arm, and his arm still heals back mid-swing. I love that shit. I love his stomach being blown off. I like the fact that even after his gut gets destroyed, he still does the fucking domain. Love that. Even though domains come from his stomach, he's still, like, oh no, cursed energy is formed from his stomach. Even though his stomach's blown out, he's still making cursed energy. Like, it's a fucking weird thing, but it's cool. Who is next? I don't know. Who do I want to talk about? Who is the stuff to actually discuss? I keep saying my syndrome, so let's actually talk about my, right? He has swag. He fucking does. Like, as I said, he goes to fight Uraume with J's on, bro. Like, what? And his domain has, like, the effect that fucking Infinite does, just to, like, a nerf degree. Because he just fills your head with all the information from his domain. So you get like it starts with a stun effect. Like you start as soon as he opens his domain, and you immediately hit with oh fuck what what? Like you get hit with that shit instant, which is pretty cool. But anyway, Mai syndrome. Mai as a character fucking sucks. I don't like Mai. She accomplishes her goal, but the coolest things about her are about after she dies. Okay, so I'll say the coolest thing about Mai is this, right? Construction sorcery, like as a curse technique, is really interesting because whenever a user makes a special grade curse tool, they die, right? Mai makes the Soul Splitter replica, and Yorozu makes like the Hokuto fucking thing that Sukuna uses to get his old form back. But when Mai uses the Soul Splitter, it's not just like she made the Soul Splitter, it's like kind of like she became it, because during the fight with Cursed Naoya, Daido uses the Soul Splitter that was made from Mai, and like Mai has like an internal dialogue with Maki after she picks the Soul Splitter back up from Daido, right? So it's like kind of like she became the sword, like she's like a dead ass Zanpakuto now. If that's the case, does that mean Yorozu is like inside that special grade curse tool that Sukuna was using? Like, how does that work? Like, that's the only intriguing thing about it. Beyond that, Mai as a character, her curse technique of construction, her version, not Yorozu's version, her version sucks. 1 bullet a day in a series where people defy the laws of physics. You make a bullet a day? Dog, you suck. There's nothing else to say about Mai. Like, she hates the Zenin clan. She tells Maki to destroy everything. That's cool, I guess. But, like, I don't have anything strong to say about Mai. Like, I don't. Like, she's just so far removed from a lot of the things in JJK. It's crazy. Like, she can't do anything. She shoots a sniper at Kenjaku. Kenjaku's like, oh shit, modern weaponry. That's kind of cool. Still catches the fucking bullet. Doesn't give a shit. Just doesn't give a shit. Like, Mai just gets beaten up by Ogi, dies, makes a sword. That's it. There's nothing else to say about her, bro. There's nothing. Like, she has more of a character than Ogi. I'll put her like there. Like, pardon me. Like, I could go like a lot of those in C and D can kind of just be interchangeable, but like, Mai is just, I don't know. Oh, who else should I talk about? Pardon me. Well, who should I talk about next? Sorry, because I'm just going to talk about all of them. Let's talk about Panda. Panda is one of those characters where I have yet to see someone say that Panda is their favorite character. I have not had anyone say Panda is their favorite, but I feel like most people, at least, if they don't like, I've yet to find someone who just hates Panda, right? I haven't found anyone who just straight up dislikes Panda. And I think the reasoning for that is I love his backstory with his older brother, like his gorilla and triceratops siblings, right? I think that's really adorable and really cool. It's a shame, like, as soon as that backstory is finished, we just cut to seeing Panda all fucked up as a head, like, on Kashimo's fucking stick. Like, bruh. Panda is just, like, a likable enough character. He's just, like, peaceful. He cracks jokes. Like, he makes fun of Yuji, like, yo, Yuji, these dudes keep calling you their brother. Do you have, like, pheromones or some shit? Like, he's just a panda who's cracking jokes. He's just a cool panda with boxing gloves. He's just, like, a Tekken character, bro. And, you know, he's, like, one of the most anime things in this. And he's just likable. There's nothing too much to him. Beating drum is unblockable. You know, he has 3 souls. Yaga made him. I like Yaga, but not much to say about him. Do I like him more than Toge? To be honest, no. I think I'd put it like that, actually. Like, I just really like Toge's design. It's just like the narrative befalls him in a shitty way, less so than like his character is shitty. You're just like not even a character, dog. You're just like, you're kind of funny. Is her brother there? The dude who heals Nobara? No, he's not. Where does Chihiro rank? Chihiro? Fuck, who the fuck is Chihiro? Use the surname, dog. Use the other name. Emmanuel, didn't you comment earlier? I feel like you left a comment on a video earlier. Chihiro. What the fuck's Chihiro's other name? Is it Chihiro Utahime? I don't fucking know. Say their full name, dog. I don't know. Who the fuck is... I'm gonna have to Google it. I don't remember who the fuck Chihiro is. Oh my god. Not even showing up. There we go. Oh my... Oh, that JJK on my brain. What the fuck, you fucking dick. Ugh. Fucking Kagurabachi. Jesus fuck. I completely forgot. about Kagurabachi. I'm glad that shit's carrying on though. Oh. Jesus Christ. That took me way too fucking long. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's the equivalent of that's the anime version of Ligma Balls. That's like, fuck me, dude. Who was it? It's the main character from fucking Kagurabachi, bro. God fucking damn it. Ugh. Anyway. I was like thinking maybe Yuro's first name was like Chihiro, like Utahime was called Chihiro or some shit. Like I didn't twig. You brought this up and I get it. I posted the fucking meme in the community post, but I didn't fucking realize. God damn it. Anyway, who's next? Who should I talk about next? I'll give you... While I take a fat fucking sip, you can pick the next character, and I'm going to sit here and wait. Oh, it's cold as shit in here. Oh, type. Okay. Anyone post? No one's picking. Okay, let's see how it is. Oh shit. Let me have a look. Who's actually left? Charles, Hanami, Haruta, Ichiji, Jogo, Kenjaku, Kirara, Kururushi, Mahito Maki, Kokichi Muta, Megumi, Meme, Miwa, Nobara, Naruto Shikamo, Regista, Shoko, Takaba, Ino, Tengen, Ui, Yuro, Utahime, Yaga, Yuji, Yuki, Yuta, Maharaga, and Daido. Yaga? I can talk about. I just whacked my fucking knee. I can talk about Yaga. I'll just put him in B for now as I talk about him. Okay, so I feel like I should have another tier, to be honest. Can I add another tier? How the fuck does this shit work again? I don't fucking remember. You know what? Fuck it. Doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. Okay, so Yaga, basically, I feel like he's very intriguing, but he suffers an unfortunate fate of being off-screened, even though he really shouldn't. Tengen, as she is now, or Tengen from the Heian era. That is, I've got Tengen's human form on, because I've put it in a video before. I don't remember which video. If I just type in Tengen, it'll pop up. I typed Tengen wrong, bruh. Tengen OG human form, bro. Included in that form, that's an S. Personally, a curse from me to you. Yeah. No, the quote from that is, even pandas cry. Bruh. Tengen's fat fucking head, dude. Hell yeah. Anyway. I think Yaga's really cool. Okay, you see how Kusakabe is, like, number 2, right at the top? I really appreciate, like, not only in the one interaction, in one scene, we got a bunch of development from not only Yaga, but from Kusakabe, where we see backstory between Yaga and Kusakabe's, like, sister, because Yaga can semi-revive the dead, because he can revive a corpse's soul manipulation. Hell yeah, man of culture. Yes, my brother in Christ. That's fucking yeah. But anyway, we see Kusakabe's nephew get revived, called Takeru. It's like a dog plush, and through Yaga reviving that, the child's mother gets closure, and Kusakabe sees like his sister heal. It's like a wholesome moment, and it makes it shows how Kusakabe is willing to go against the higher ups' orders if he's willing to if he feels he's indebted to Yaga, which he does for helping his sister. And it shows how Yaga is willing to use his curse technique to help others, even though he doesn't agree with it. Because he's like, by the way, this isn't I'm not reviving the dead. It's just their personality. There's no memories. There's no nothing. That is not Takeru that you know. And Kusakabe's like, I know, but she fucking needs this. I really like the list. But it's a very contentious list, I'll be honest. It's a power scaling list. Choso is the strongest in the verse, followed by Kusakabe and his domain, running away. Followed by Naoya with his secret ability of domain expansion, misogyny. And Curse Naoya's ability to non-son people. And Toji's secret hidden curse technique, child selling. Like, bro, these are the strongest in the verse. Like, these are kind of a big deal, right? But I really like Yaga's character of just like, he made Panda in a fucking test tube, but he still treats it as a child. He has like a little forest of people that he's made with puppets. He's willing to like I like him. He's cool. I don't like it, but I'll wait till you finish. Oh no. Oh fuck. I don't think no one's going to agree with this list at all. No one thinks that highly of Kusakabe besides me. Trust me, I've no. Speaking of souls, the Geto thing back in Shibuya, will that be relevant? No. We got a Gege note from basically one of the, like the author comments from in between chapters, and it said, like, basically, or it was from, like, a Q&A or something, but we got, like, a note from Gege basically being, like, it was just kind of, like, his body, like, it wasn't his actual soul trying to break through or anything. I know what part you mean. Like, it's not that deep. It's just kind of, like, it's not like, let me think of, like, an equivalent. It's not, what's, like, another character being taken over, for, like, a good example. It's not like Sukuna and Megumi, like, fighting each other for control. It's not like that. It's very different. Geto is just dead, right? Those are just kind of, like, lingering emotions kind of thing. It's kind of like the lingering will in, like, Kingdom Hearts. Weird comparison. Like, it's not the same. It's not, like, Geto won't take control over Kenjaku. Who wins, Mai versus Miwa? Miwa by a lot. Like, Miwa's at least competent. You know, Miwa was taught by Kusakabe. Granted, so was Miwa, but like, Miwa's whole gimmick is extra bullet, and like that's it. Like, if you start in like close range, Miwa no diffs. If you start at far range, Miwa might struggle a little bit, but then Miwa wins. Like, it's not, you're like asking who wins, a rat or a mouse, and it's like, who the fuck gives a shit? Not in a fight though. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about fucking Yaga. Fuck you. Yaga is, I just like him. Pretty simplistic design, very toned down. He's jacked as fuck when he fights, like, some of the ninjas from the higher-ups. He just rips off the fucking shirt, jacked as shit. Doesn't really get a chance to show off his curse technique, like, because it's not a combat-based one. We see, like, the puppets he makes, and he was given the rank of special grade. He is made an honorary special grade because of how fearful the higher-ups of his ability. Right? And I mentioned this in my underrated curse technique video where I put Yaga's cursed corpse manipulation at the top. Because think about who Yaga is. Yaga is a character who loses to Gaku Ganji, right? Yaga is a character who is not strong. He is grade 1, and he's a veteran, right? But that doesn't mean he's strong. It just means he's been around for a while, right? But the higher-ups were scared of his curse technique so much they made him a special grade. Think about how much of a jump in power that is. From grade 1 to special grade. From Nanami to Yuta or Geto. Like, that is a big fucking jump. They feared him in his curse technique that much. And his ability to make an army, they made him an honorary special grade. That's a big fucking deal. And I really like that. I really like the idea of just this character being able to make that big of a jump just because of the potential their curse technique has over time, of them just building up an army. It's like, literally, as I said before, it's just like Geto's curse manipulation, but like a different version, and arguably better, because he doesn't, like, the honorary special grade and special grade makes the power scales insane. Yeah, special grade 1 less so, because all the special grade 1s are like fodder besides Naoya. Like, Naoya is the strongest out of the special grade 1s by far, because there's only Jinichi, Ogi, and Naoya who are special grade 1s. And now he's like the only competent one out of them. Now he gets Like, now he puts in some work against Maki. Ogi gets one tapped, and Junichi gets off screen. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, they're nothing compared to now, yeah. That's why he's at the top of the fucking list. Anyway, Yaga being an honorary special grade, it's obviously not because he's mega strong. It's because of the potential of his ability to, like, semi-revive the dead and just build up an army as big as he wants over time, right? And that's fine. That's cool. I really like that. And his design, I also like, pretty simple. I like that too. Who do we go to next? Who should we talk about next? I'm the only Angel fan, I swear. Because she fucking sucks, dude. Shut the fuck... Shut... I fucking hate her. Because she completely ruins the entire point of Yuta not being... I talked about this very early on in the stream, but my stream was kind of fucking up, so I'll explain it now. The reason I hate Hannah so much is because her backstory is very quick, and despite that fact, she shows up, frees Gojo, does nothing else. And her freeing Gojo is the reason Yuta is in Shibuya is because Yuta and Miguel were looking for more black rope in Africa. They didn't find any black rope, so Yuta comes back. And he heard about all the, like, shit with Gojo, so he just comes back. And because they didn't find any black rope, Gojo can't be freed. So they need to find something to free Gojo. In comes Angel, who just happens to have the perfect curse technique to deal with that. Who also happens to also be in love with Megami. Who also happens to, like, it's just really fucking stupid to me. I really fucking hate Hannah. She's a big plot contrivance, and Angel is just... I just hate it. I just hate it. Yeah, special grade equals you can take over a country, and army of cursed cops, you can definitely take over a country. Yeah, 100%. Yaga's cool. That's all that sentence means. Yaga is cool. Fuck Hannah, she's at the bottom of the list. Fuck that bitch. She's hot. She's probably fucking... She's like the same age as Megami, dog. Get your ass to jail. Jail. Who are we talking about next? While you figure that shit out, I'm gonna try and... I'm just gonna... Does this need refreshing? Nah, that's fine. Who the fuck should I talk about next? We got Yuta. I don't think you should class Maharaga as a separate character, but it's on the list. You got Kurorushi, Ui, Yuro, Utahime. We got a few. Who we thinking? We got it. Ooh. Has anyone said anything? Nothing? Fuck it, I'll just pick one then. Okay, so... I'm just trying to fucking... fuck, I'm accidentally just clicking random shit on my screen. Jogo! Fuck it, yeah, I'll talk about Jogo. Again, I'll put them in B as I talk about them. So, Jogo, I like his humility. In the sense of... He'll have confidence because he knows he is strong, right? Before the whole speech with Sukuna, he is aware that he is a disaster level car. He is a big fucking deal, right? He knows this. He got a Mount Fuji fucking forehead. He knows this, right? He knows he's strong compared to all other curses, right? Besides Sukuna. Then he interacts with Gojo and he gets humbled a bit because he gets his head fucking ripped off and Hanami has to save him. Jogo to Jogo, true. But and then during his fight with Sukuna, Kenjaku basically says, you're worth like, I don't know, like 7-8 fingers at most. And Jogo's like, holy fuck, I didn't realize it'd be this big of a difference. He like swallows his pride and says, yeah, fuck it, I'll try and land a hit. He doesn't have much of a choice, but I like how he just accepts his own death. He's forced into a situation against two of the strongest characters in the entire verse, which you can't, like, downplay the guy for. Granted, he doesn't do great in either of them, but Loki has a better conclusion than most. Yeah, I like his interactions with the other cursed spirits. Like, I like how he just hates Mahito, because Mahito's a dick who, like, blocked him from trying to chase down Yuji. I like how he mourns over Dagon as he waits for Toji to leave. Remember? So Toji, most people will beat Jogo. Like, that's a fact. Come on, we all know this. Pardon me. What else? Design, pretty simple, pretty cool. I like the volcano head. I like how it interacts with his domain, where he shoots volcano when he gets angry. Like, shoots magma out of his face. That's pretty cool. Like, there's not much to say about him. I like how he does see the other disaster curses as, like, family. Like, he is close with them. Because if you look at the fight between Jogo, Hanami, like, all the disaster curses, and Choso, besides Dagon, fighting Gojo, He tries to, like, save Hanami, but he just can't. Did Jogo know to wait for Toji to leave? That's the joke people love to make. Like, you see, Jogo waited for Toji to leave before he, like, smoked Nanami and Maki. He waited for him to leave, so that must mean Toji is stronger than Jogo. That is an argument for another day. Most people would say Toji loses. I would probably... I'll leave that up to you. But I think Jogo is a character, like... He got brought back up during Sukuna's fight, like, recently, in some of the recent chapters, where he was, like, thinking about strong people he's fought. And Sukuna was like, yeah, Volcano guy was strong. Pretty cool. But I don't think his disaster flames are kind of simple, but he also has, like, the lava flies. He has a domain expansion. His need to want to be the true humans is weird. It's a meme then. It's a meme. It is a meme. Like, I don't think, like, let me put it like this. Megumi compares Three Finger Sukuna to Toji. Like, peak Toji that we see when he's revived, right? And Jogo fights 15 Finger. And Kenjaku says he's worth 8 fingers. It's like, that's obviously not a great comparison because it's Megumi who's saying it, and he got speed blitzed by both. And, you know, Megumi is, like, able to do shit against Toji and nearly deal damage to him, whilst Megumi would be able to do nothing against Jogo. It's like, as I've said before, I'm not a mega power scaler, don't ask me, but I feel like, you know, it doesn't look great for Toji, you know. Anyway, Jogo, I like his design, has a domain expansion, which is pretty cool. I wanted to put Inumaki above Panda. Jogo above Gakuganji. I feel like Gakuganji is underplayed as a character, but at the same time, there's not much to him. You know? I really want to know where you put Mahito. Mahito! Hold up. You know the fucking trailer for the Ghibli film that keeps popping up? I keep seeing that fucking clip everywhere. Hold up. Hold the phone. Mahito Ghibli. I just want to see the fucking clip. It's fine, neither am I. I just like to watch shows. Chaos Power Scaling cause The Boy and the Heron. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. The fucking clip where he goes, Mahito. Anyway. I've like talked to a bunch of power scalers. Like ever since the video I did where I talked to a bunch of like JJK YouTubers, I've kept in contact with them, and I've like kept talking to them, and I've been on a couple of their streams and stuff. Like I have talked power scaling. It's just I'm not really gonna calc stuff. I just kind of spitball. I like discussing it, but I'm not gonna have a debate. Like I'm not that confident in what I'm saying. I'm just like kind of spitballing, right? Like I want to have a discussion, not a fucking argument. Okay? I want to say as a joke, Kusakabe beats Gojo, but I'm not gonna stand here and try to defend it. Okay? You know. But anyway. What's this? Who left a comment? Nothing. Anyway, let's go Mahito then. I'll put him in B as I talk about him, right? When I think about my favorite curse techniques, when I made, like, as I said, the video where I talked to JJK YouTubers, I was asking them their favorite curse techniques, and for the longest time, I didn't know what mine was. And when I thought about it a bunch, it boiled down to either, like, maybe blood manipulation or idol transfiguration. There was a few. And I really like idol transfiguration as a possibility. Do I stream a lot? No. I don't, but I'm going to try and stream more, and I'm going to try and stream with a couple other JJK YouTubers at some point. Like, I still talk to, from that video, I talked to Jaded a bit, like Jaded Satoru. I talked to Orion a little bit. I talked to Mookie a bit. He was a bit small, but he's still fucking dope. You know, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try and stream on YouTube a bit more, but what I talk about there, Wii Tenpen. I don't play Tekken, bro. I play Tekken. Anyway. Yeah, and I lurk on /Records of Ragnarok. I know crazy. People power scale Records of Ragnarok? That's crazy. I'm up to date with Records of Ragnarok. I love that shit, by the way. Anyway. Mahito. Okay, I love auto transfiguration. I love the fact that you, depending on your personality, you can either cure cancer or create the most disgusting abomination known to man. It is all personality based in the sense of what you do with it, right? And since Mahito is a piece of shit, he just turns everyone into this fucked up creature. He'll just touch a dude and make him into a sword or a monster. Like, as I said about Junpei, normal school kid turned him into Barney the dinosaur. It's fucked up. But he could also cure Kokichi Muta's heavenly restriction. Because in Jujutsu Kaisen, as I said before when talking about Toji, the soul and the body are very much intertwined. So he can use auto transfiguration to change people's bodies. Even though auto transfiguration changes the shape of the soul. Because bodies and souls are very interchangeable in JJK. But, you know, I feel like his domain expansion, kind of like the way it's designed with like the hands overlapping and opening up, are really cool. His overall design is whatever. His the self-embodiment of the distorted body of killing. Fuck, what's the name of the form? Shit, I remember what specific video as well I have the panel for. If I go to the JJK vid, it'll be for the My Specials vid. You are my specials. Panels post upscale. Megumi Mahito strolling, Mahito leaving train. Instant spirit body of distorted killing. I feel like this form is yet again, it's another mixed bag. Because I look at it and I think it's kind of cool, and especially in the way it's presented in the anime. But when I first saw it, I thought it looked like a fucking Warframe character. Like, it doesn't look like Mahito to me. Like, if you put this character and Mahito side by side, they look like different disaster curses. I'm surprised the heavenly restriction didn't change when Mechamaru's body was transformed. Like, if Mahito gave Toji a CT, would that work? No, because I don't think you can give cursed energy. You can't just give someone cursed energy. In a cursed technique, the way you fuel a cursed technique is kind of like charging it with cursed energy, right? So, what basically the heavenly restriction on Mechamaru was, he has a CT, but his heavenly restriction just kind of fucked up his entire body, so he had paper skin, glass bones, he was missing both his legs and one of his arms. That was a heavenly restriction, but as a result, he got a fuck ton of cursed energy, and he could control it over a mass range. I just like how Yuji and him are the same. One thing that always annoyed me about that I am you, like, bullshit, was that people didn't understand it. When, just before, like, the major fight between Mahito and Yuji at the end, like, Mahito straight up explains it. Ah, that's true, Toji still wouldn't have a CT, wouldn't have CE. Like, he could give him fucking the Limitless, but if he doesn't have cursed energy, he can't use it, you know? But, the thing that I never understood was, like, people would read that fight and still not understand what the fuck Yuji was saying, even though Mahito said the exact same phrase and explained it. Because he basically said, oh, Yuji, I'm you. No matter what, it's just nature. I'm just gonna kill sorcerers. Like, you just kill spirits and you don't fucking question it. So why should I kill people and think about it? Like, I'm you. You don't think about killing spirits, and I'll think about killing people. I'm you. Then Yuji says the same thing, and then all of a sudden everyone gets confused. Like, what did Yuji mean by that? He was just confirming what Mahito said. Like, that was it. But a lot of people just for some reason didn't understand it. But I don't know. I like that dichotomy with Yuji. I like how he keeps tormenting him. As I said before, when I was talking about Sukuna, I like his interactions with Sukuna. How he just, he laughs with Sukuna. Sukuna fucks him up. Then he sees Gojo's 0.2, copies it, and thinks he's so much. He's like, Sukuna, you're not going to be able to do shit. This is 0.2 seconds. You can't do shit to me. Sukuna just doesn't. Why would he care? He doesn't give a fuck. Like, I love that. He's obviously. Really? There were people who didn't get that. Yes. If I type in, I bet you there's going to be explained videos on it. JJK, I'm you. I bet you there's going to be explained, right? I'm you, Yuji Tadori. If it doesn't show up, I'll type. Okay, 2 Mud passed away. Okay, cool. Whatever. Explained. Yep. JJK is you. Explained. No, I'm you. Bruh. I swear. I promise, it's probably a thing, but I know for a fact some people didn't get it. I know. Oh shit, there's me! That's crazy. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, it's intriguing. I think Mahito, I really like Idol Transfiguration. I like the fact that he's just going around fucking up people. I like his interaction with Gojo, actually. Only quote I don't understand from JJK is Geto yapping about Gojo being the strongest. I can explain that to you. I can explain that to you right now. So, hold up. I need fucking Jaded pretty much explained it as well in a fucking like the cast technique video. Basically, what Geto is saying is, like, when he says, "Are you the strongest because you are Satoru Gojo, or are you Gojo Satoru because you're the strongest?" So basically, it's basically Geto saying, like, is your entire personality, are you you because you are the strongest? Is Gojo, like, besides being the strongest sorcerer, besides the Limitless, besides that, who is Satoru Gojo? He is just the strongest, right? And the example Jaded gave was that after 0.2, they don't credit Gojo. They always credit the strongest. When Gojo destroys all the transfigured humans in, like, after using the 0.2 domain, it says, like, it was the culmination of the strongest sorcerer, right? Not Gojo. Like, Gojo is the strongest. He is, like, that's who he is. Like, oh fucking hell. I'm trying to think of, like, another way to express this. Like, who is Gojo besides being the strongest, right? Or is that all Gojo is, right? Like, that's basically what Geto's trying to say. Like, are you Satoru Gojo because you are the strongest sorcerer, because you have the Limitless? Is that what makes you Gojo? Or, like, it's just ask Jaded, bro. I can't think of a way to word it, but, like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I like Mahito. I like how he sees 0.2 and takes it. I'm trying to think of a fucking way. This is gonna piss me off now. Like, could anyone else be the strongest, or is it just Gojo? I don't fucking. It's hard to explain. Whatever. Yuki. Yeah. Man, that's why Gojo is one of the best written cards of all time. I can tell you don't agree with me at all. Yuki is dope. I like how she just fuels Geto into becoming a madman. I like how her whole gimmick of, oh, what kind of women you like that gets put into Todo. I like her bullshit with gravity and how she just insta one-shot special grade curse spirits, and how Garuda works. The fact that she knows RCT, but she's like, fuck it. I'm just going to go all in with offense and create a black hole, because fuck it. Like, Yuki's just cool. She does feel kind of nerfed when she's fighting Kenjaku a little bit, because she does have a domain, but it's like she can't use it. But that's whatever. But she's not like nerfed. It's just like, you know, headcanon, I guess. But she's just, you know, just another special grade that has a cool personality, very simplistic but cool design. There's not much to really say about Yuki. Her line with Choso is really cool. Gege did her nasty? Yeah. It always pissed me off, like, the anti-gravity bullshit felt like an ass pull. I know some people say they predicted it and some people called it, but I'm like, the character whose gimmick is gravity and is using gravity to kill you. What does the villain use? Anti-gravity, fuck off. Bro, what? You did Giga? Fuck you mean what do you mean Giga? No. Just felt rude. But I still like her as a character, and her design is just, she just really gets one fight, and she spends a lot of her time with Chozo, which is just like off screen because nothing really happens with them. Her death is 10 times worse than Gojo's. Gojo got like a lot of narrative depth to his death. Yuki did not feel the same. Okay, let's go Kirara. Kirara kind of annoys me because her, like, the curse technique of the fucking 7-star cross constellation is such bullshit, and it's also such a fucking contrivance that Megumi happens to know about it, because of course he fucking does. Like, to beat Kirara, you either have to just brute force it with raw endurance, which in JJK, like, the fights in real time don't go on for too long, so I doubt that. Like, as I say, Miguel held Gojo for 12 minutes, and that's a big fucking deal, right? That's a 10-minute fight. Hikari has good taste, I ain't disagreeing. But the whole curse technique gimmick really pisses me off. Because you have to know about the South Star constellation, and if you don't, you're just kind of fucked. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, as soon as Megami reveals that he knows about the Star constellation, Kirara goes, fuck. Because their whole gimmick is gone. Like, she can't do nothing now. Like, if you know the gimmick, she loses. If you don't, you're just gonna eat cars and fucking just eat shit just getting thrown at your face, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's annoying. Obviously, you can probably, like, if you had like an omnidirectional attack, like if you just did Malevolent Shrine, that curse technique's obviously not gonna do fucking anything. But it's like, it's still fucking stupid, you know. JJK waifu tier list when. Bro, they're like all underage, dude. Like, what the fuck do you want from me? You've got Yuki, Uraume, and Yoro? Who else is, like, of age, dude? Hanyu? I guess Yorozu? How old is Samiki? I don't know. It's fucking weird, dude. I don't want to think about it. Meme? I forgot you're 76. Fuck you, bitch. I'm 22. I'm not that old. Fuck you, dude. There's no need. Okay, Charles. I'm sat here holding my worm. Fucking hell. I'm Gucci on the edge. You're Gucci years old? That's crazy, dude. Fuck, I'll talk about Charles now. I fuck with Charles. But with Kirara, top of C, design is really cool. It's just the CT really annoys me. And on top of that, like Gojo says, now I need to show off in front of all my students. Pretty good tier list you have going here. It's, as I've said before, it's a power scaling one. We all know Chozo's strongest in the verse. You see how he shot piercing blood at Yuji and he only reacted to all of them? That's pretty high tier. You see how Chozo shot blood at Naoya and now you dodged it? High tier, bro. High tier Chozo. But yeah, Kirara, as I was saying, like when Gojo shows up and he comes out the fucking cube and he says, I need to show off in front of all my students. He doesn't have a conversation with Kirara. He doesn't have a conversation with Akari, with Yuta, with like most of the characters. He doesn't have a conversation with you. He's like, I need to show off in front of them. Motherfucker, you don't know them. Like, that always annoyed me. But Kirara's design's cool. The Southern Star Constellation just feels like a very Hunter ability. Like, it's clearly like a Togashi-inspired ability, and it's really fucking stupid. I really don't like it. But, Charles. Let's talk about the French-Japanese mangaka who put up a surprisingly decent fight against Hikari. Because his future sight is underrated, but not the best, right? In my top 5 underrated, I think I put him as number 4. Because his future sight, and I've explained this to a couple of people when discussing him, is it's great. It's a great ability if Charles is fighting someone around his skill level, right? If he's fighting someone who's of like scalable speed and strength, it's a fantastic curse technique. Least obvious self-insert. As I've said, Kusakabe and Charles are both self-inserts for Gege. Kusakabe acts as a self-insert in regards to plot relevance, where Kusakabe will explain shit he shouldn't know, just so Gege can move the plot along, or for commentary, while Charles is like the equivalent of Rohan Kishibe in JoJo, where it's like, it's just you, dog. Why the fuck are you lying? We know that the mangaka in the manga is just you. Like, come the fuck on. But future sight's really cool. G Warstaff being a literal ink pen, kind of cool. Fights Akari. Akari has to get a jackpot to beat him. Could he have won it without jackpot? Probably, because he was speed blitzing him even with future sight, because his future sight is based off his POV. So if you can speed blitz Charles, you've fucked him. Like, you've actually just fucked him. But I still think G Warstaff is really cool. I mean, it was even used against Sukuna by Yuta recently. Kusakabe explains shit even Gojo didn't know. No, the fucked up thing about Kusakabe, which I explained in my Kusakabe video. Why we should love Kusakabe more. Plug, but also fucking love Kusakabe. We see in the fight between Dagon and the 4 sorcerers that Maki sees Naobito use Falling Blossom Emotion to survive Dagon's sure hit effect. She sees it. She sees Naobito do this. When Gojo does the exact same technique, Kusakabe recognizes it, not Maki, even though she's in the same room watching the same TV screen. Maki doesn't recognize it, Kusakabe did. And I think that's because Gege forgot she saw that. Because she sees it, she sees him do it, she's trying to like block shit. She looks and she sees Naobito doing the fucking Fallen Blossom of Motion. Like the Zenin equivalent of a simple domain. Right? She sees that, yet she's not the one who brings it up. Because I guess she just didn't understand it, right? But Kusakabe did, and he explains how it's a secret technique, and then Panda's like, well, if it's secret, how the fuck do you know? And Kusakabe doesn't explain how he knows, he just fucking knows, because he's a self-insert for Gege. Like, I love Kusakabe, and that's why, because he just knows for the sake of plot convenience. It's great. But Charles, I'm not the biggest fan of his design. I don't like the pointy eyebrows. The blue hair's stupid. Green hair rep. Just saying, green hair's cool as fuck. Unbiased opinion. But I don't like the light blue hair. The fuchsia sight's really cool. The mangaka gimmick, where he's like nerding out with Hikari, kind of funny and interesting. Like, not much to say about him. Do I like him more than Kirara? They're kind of interchangeable, to be honest. At least his ability is used against Sukuna. It's not me just overplaying his ability. It is actually a good ability, which is really cool. Hanami. Kusakabe is the best sensei, obviously. It pisses me off because despite the fact Gojo is a terrible fucking teacher, right? And people have tried to like argue this with me, being like, well, he teaches like the strongest people, but like he just like teaches them on instinct or whatever the fuck. Shut the fuck up. Kusakabe is explaining shit better than the narrator, and he's teaching everyone in the like from the Goodwill event from the other school, yet they're all weak as fuck. They're all fodder. He teaches fucking Todo, fucking Mekamaru, Miwa, Momo. He teaches all of them, and Kamo, and they're just all fucking fodder, except Todo. And Todo didn't need teaching. He had Yuki to learn Simple Domain from, right? No one besides Miwa knows Simple Domain who was like taught by Kusakabe, right? Think about that. Like, Kusakabe didn't teach Momo, Mai, any of those how to use a Simple Domain. It's so fucking stupid. I love Kusakabe, but he's just another one of those characters that Gege clearly doesn't put too much thought into, only when he needs like a plot convenience at the ready, which is a shame. But as I've said, I love his design. I love the brown trench coat. I love the big fucking ears. I love the sideburns. I love how he's like, there's like 4 special grades over there. Fuck that. Panda, it's probably nice and peaceful in there. I'm not dealing with that. You can do what the fuck. I'm staying out here. Out here, there's no special grades. In there, they can fuck off. But at the same time, as he's saying all this shit, he'll block an Uzumaki casually and take 0 damage because his Simple Domain's that fucking good. He's busted. Anyway, fuck it, Charles can stay there. Hanami, I'll put Hanami there for 2 seconds as I talk about them. Hanami, yet again, I like him, not as much as you like him. No one like, dog, you have no idea how many people are so weirded out by how much I love Kusakabe. I never miss an opportunity to talk about Kusakabe or Kusakabe, right? People get annoyed when I say Kusakabe instead of Kusakabe, but it can be pronounced either way. Go fuck yourself, right? But like every time I'm discussing JJK with someone, I'll just talk about Kusakabe. Like like inherently, it's just intrinsic. It's an instinct at this point. I just have to. He's just great. But anyway, Hanami. Inarguably the weakest disaster curse, just because of arguably Gege's kind of oofy writing during the Goodwill event, but still a hell of a fight. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Hanami's actual domain, but apparently it was revealed in the mobile game, I think. It's definitely not in Curse Clash, but apparently we see it in the mobile game, which is kind of cool. Hanami's character is pretty simplistic, but also really cool, in the sense of, like, Hanami discovering what it's like to fight and finding joy from fighting Yuji and Todo is really cool. Like, just Hanami hearing how Mahito described getting jumped, then Hanami gets jumped, and Hanami's like, getting jumped is fun! That's kind of funny to think about. But, you know, Hanami has a surprisingly versatile arsenal, can fuel themselves and convert, like, natural energy into cursed energy and, like, heal themselves and shit like that. Has a domain, has the cursed buds, can, like, control tree life. Like, control nature. Really cool. As I said, though, out of the disaster curses is by far the weakest. Granted, their defense is kind of cracked. Like, eating a bunch of those black flashes, and, like, they're taking damage. But at the same time, it's said in one of the author's notes that Jogo couldn't take one of those black flashes. Like, a Goodwill event Shibuya Yuji would land a single black flash, and it would apparently destroy Jogo. Which I don't agree with, but it's funny that Gege wrote that. Granted, he says, like, oh, none of those punches will land anyway because Jogo's that fucking fast, but it's also fucking goofy. I'll probably put Hanami above, like, there, because I like the design. I like how just quickly Hanami gets obliterated, just to show the stakes, kind of, for the disaster curses. I like how that's implemented, how Jogo evaporates Hanami, and, like, Gojo evaporates Hanami, and Jogo's trying to protect Hanami by being like, hey, Gojo, I'm gonna throw a fireball at you. Oh, no, Hanami's gone. Fuck. Like, that's kind of cool, but, you know. Haruta fucking sucks. I like the curse technique a lot more than the character itself. As I said, yet again, you were number 5 underrated curse technique, because the way Haruta's look works is kind of busted. It's basically the closest we get to just a straight up passive curse technique, because throughout the day, Haruta will see what he defines as little miracles, and the only example we're given is a electric clock having all the numbers on the same number. So it said like 4444, and apparently that's like a little miracle, and Haruta will immediately forget about that and get a small triangle under his eye, which he can have a max of 6 of, and each triangle can save his life a single time. So he think about this. In an arc filled with Mahoraga, Sukuna, Jogo, Hanami, Dagon, Mahito, Choso, Yuji, Meg, like, all these characters, it takes Sukuna to kill him because of how busted his CT was at just keeping him alive. It is a survivability technique. It just kept him alive way longer than he needed to be. It just kept him alive. Haruta sucks as a character. He's not likable. His hand sword is made by Juzo. Not much to say about it. It's kind of boring. But he's just... his curse technique is somewhat intriguing, because it makes you wonder what, like, other little miracles would be, and how, like, it would just... how long he would be able to last. It's intriguing. Let's get some other simple ones out of the way. Kurorushi does his job. He's kind of intriguing. Dies twice, getting one-tapped by Yuta, getting kissed in the mouth, then just, like, almost off-screen, he just touches his face and blows them the fuck up. He also stops the 3-way domain expansion, kind of. He breaks the barriers, even though, like, a 3-way domain expansion clash would have been not really worked. He has a special grid curse tool in the life festering sword, which is pretty cool. He does damage to Yuta. Granted, this is a nerfed, no ring, no manifested Rika Yuta, but, you know, it's still a feat, you know. He's not exactly super, super strong, but he's still, you know, cockroach curse spirit, kind of cool. Obviously, special grade. He's above the grasshopper curse spirit by a lot, but, you know, there's not much to say about him. He fulfills his spot as being, like, the 4th member of the Deadlock. He's the weakest by far. Yuro crushes him. Yuro's a bad fit for him, actually, but, like, you know, it's a bad matchup, but if it was just, like, in a tier list, you would put Yuro above Kurorushi, because Kurorushi is just kind of whatever. But Ryu obviously mega stomps him. Let's go Fuck, we'll just go in the order that they're left now. Ichiji. I'll put Ichiji there. Kurorushi gives me Samurai Jack vibes. Never thought of it that way. I don't see it, but I do fuck with Samurai Jack, so noted. Ichiji is kind of cool. Very simplistic character. Shows up, makes curtains, acts as a driver. There's not a lot to him. We see him get stabbed by Haruta. The more I'm thinking about him, there's not enough of him. I won't put him like there, actually. It's just that one panel we see before the fight with Sukuna and Gojo, where, like, Gojo tells him, you're a shitty sorcerer, don't fucking be one. That gives, like, and we see him putting up a curtain and stuff. Like, Gojo saying he's the one he trusts the most, probably just because he's the only one left. Like, he probably trusted Nanami the most, and Nanami's dead, so, you know, he's the person Gojo trusts most by default. You know, not because he's trustworthy, but because he's the only fucker left. Even though he probably trusts Shoko more, but whatever. He's just a pretty simplistic character. He's not strong enough to become a sorcerer, but still wants to do as much as he can. Very simplistic design. He shows up really early in the series. He shows Yuji around, gives him like a bit of exposition to teach us what's up, as well as Yuji, since he's as new to the world of JJK as we are. Pretty simple, you know, not much to say about him. You know, doesn't add much, doesn't take away anything. Pretty simple. Kenjaku. I'm not putting him here, I'm just going to talk about him for a bit. Now, I have a problem with the closest comparative character you can make to Kenjaku. The characters who are like a mastermind of the entire plot, like Black Zetsu, who is always like the equivalency people make with Kenjaku, which is very understandable. I hate Black Zetsu so fucking much. That might just because of the whole I'm actually Kaguya's will bullshit, but I hate the idea of him being the one who orchestrated all of Naruto. With Kenjaku, it's different because he clearly doesn't have like every single facet of it planned out, because his whole gimmick is he wants more chaos, and it can't be more chaos if everything is planned to the exact T. He's obviously planned out a fuck ton of it, but obviously not everything, right? Because he needs chaos. That's why he makes the Culling Games. Like, he didn't expect, you know, he wanted to also get Jogo. He didn't expect Jogo to die, or at least, you know, he wanted Jogo. You don't like Aizen? I like Aizen, but Aizen is a very different character to Black Zetsu and Kenjaku. Aizen is a character that where it's like there's a twist surrounding him. Like, we see Aizen die, or at least we think he do, because, you know, Kyoka Suigetsu. Like, don't talk to me, bro. I am a big fucking... Hold up. I gotta get something real quick. It's just next to me. Where are you? Like, hold up. Big Bleach fan here. Big Bleach fan. Don't get me wrong. I gotta hold Zangetsu as I say this shit. Huge Bleach fan. Love Aizen. Not as much as some of my friends love Aizen, but huge Bleach fan. Miwa being an F though, don't know about that, but we'll discuss that momentarily. But, out of, like, those characters, that character archetype of, like, the perfect planner, I like Aizen. Miwa is the whole entire tier for garbage. We'll get into that frosty fella, but not at the moment. I don't agree, but we'll discuss that momentarily. But, like, Aizen, I fuck with, because he's, like, he's also just in a massive ball of ego, but understandably so, just because of how busted his his Shikai is. He doesn't even need his Bankai. And then he gets a beyond Bankai because his sword fuses with him. He is his fucking sword. You know, like, he does shit to you all. Like, there's a lot of reasons to love Aizen. Takes off the glasses, slicks back the hair, stops Ichigo's theme. There are a fuck ton of reasons to love Aizen. With Kenjaku, I don't feel like there's enough reasons to fucking like him. The fight with Takaba is a big reason. I really like the fight with Takaba. Granted, at the time, when it was chapter to chapter, understandably, I wasn't a huge fan, like most people. Like, we were finally getting to see Gojo versus Sukuna, and then there's this, like, why the fuck, why this now? Why the fuck would I give a shit about Takaba fighting Kenjaku? And now there's an entire chapter of just them on stage doing stand-up. Like, I don't want this. Looking back at it now, it is a relatively fun fight to read, right? It's a lot better than it was weekly. Him being a menace for decades, yeah. But, like, I also like the facet of Kenjaku's character where, like, Kashima was like, can I fight you? And Kenjaku's like, nah, I got shit to do, dog. I'm not fighting anyone right now. You know, like, he's just like, nah, I don't want to do that. But I like how he tried the entire premise of getting Gojo in the prison realm is him just trying to fuck with Gojo, being like, "Oh, Satoru," fucking, that's pretty funny. Like, but there's nothing, like, he does the Culling Games to make chaos too. I just hate how he, like, coincidentally had the same exact fucking goal as Geto. Bro planned everything. He kind of did, but he also experimented way too much. Like, he made all the Cursed Room death paintings, and then kind of didn't know what to do with them afterwards, and didn't, like, incorporate them into his plans at all. He's like, Chozo, do you want to... Fuck it, you can fight with us, I don't want to give a shit. Nurse Kenjaku, oh shit, you're right. Nurse Kenny, Detail. I don't fucking know. Yeah. Kenjaku is another budget Aizen. I'd say that. I really like Aizen. He isn't my favorite character in Bleach, by the way. If you don't know my favorite character in Bleach, that is Kensei. But, like, as a character, Kenjaku's fine. You know, the fact that he just knows so much about comedy randomly is a funny gimmick. The fact that he chose curse manipulation instead of blood manipulation is intriguing. Oh, hell no. Fuck's wrong with Kensei? Man, what? I talk about the fact that I like Kensei, the fact that he's in B. Man put Higuruma above Kenjaku? What is this? Wait. Bruh. What's the problem? What you got against my Kenjaku placement? Or my Kensei being S tier placement? Come on, bro. You gotta either type now or I'm about to move on to fucking Miwa just to get fucking frosty. Calm down. Kensei. I fucking love Kensei. He has his problems as a character in the fucking final arc, but I'll talk about that at some other point. Kenjaku, TBH, is a good character, but we barely see any of the backstory. Yeah. Also, like, I don't know. It's just, I just hate his eventual goal just being chaos, just to make cursed energy better. It's not like it feels like a lofty goal while also not being one. It just feels like, I don't know. It's a very mixed goal to me. Anyway, Miwa, I'll put above Iso and catch above Iso. Yeah. I don't hate Miwa. Miwa as a character is intriguing because the willingness to just go through a full binding vow to never swing a sword again, which was her entire character for the sake of revenge for Mekamaru, pretty cool. I really like that. And the fact that it didn't go anywhere, I'm fine with that. That's great. It just shows how much of a mixed bag binding vows can be, and how they're probably going to play a huge role in the oncoming fight with Sukuna, right? Like the little tidbits I like about a character, yet got killed by a sneak attack. True, the sneakiest one of all, Yuta Akotsu, the best. But yeah, like Miwa, I like Miwa enough, but I don't, I don't hate her. I'm not out here spewing vitriol about Miwa. Off topic, but Kensei is the worst captain of all time ever. Soifon's nagging ass is better. I'm disagree, but this isn't a Bleach. Like, I made Bleach videos, and trust me, dog, no one watched them. So I ain't here to talk about Bleach, okay? So, in regards to Miwa, she was taught by Kusakabe, has a simple domain, pretty cool. She's one of the few characters that, she's one of two characters, well, technically, she's one of two characters that uses this, sword in the new Shadow style. Because only Kusakabe and Miwa use a sword in the new Shadow style. Todo has the new Shadow style simple domain, and so does Gojo. He has a simple domain and Falling Blossom emotion, which feels like a bit much, to be honest. But, not, he has both, anti-barrier techniques. The only one he doesn't have is a fucking wicker basket, which is crazy. Not much really to say on her. Just one hype Miwa moment will make me happy. She can't, though. What the fuck's she gonna do? She can't pick up a sword anymore. A lot of people didn't realize because they didn't harken on it enough. Second favorite is Yuta, but Yuta is my favorite since he's there so much. I'll jump onto that in a minute. So Yuta and Yuji are at the bottom. But people don't realize, especially in the anime adaptation, they didn't focus on it enough that when Miwa said, even if I never get to swing a sword again, that it was a binding vow. She cannot swing a sword again. She's literally useless now. She can't swing a sword. She can shoot guns. She can carry on Mai's legacy, but she can't swing a sword anymore. That's the whole gimmick. That binding vow powered Miwa got stopped by Kenjaku catching the sword and snapping that shit. But anyway, okay, I'll move up to. I wrote an entire script about Yuta. I have a Yuta costume to make funny bits in the video, but then I realized, why the fuck would I make a Yuta video? She got to retire, bro. Yeah. Why the fuck would I make a Yuta video when there's still chapters of him coming out? Because as soon as I release the video, it'll be outdated. So I'm waiting for all the shit with him to before I finish the Yuta video. But I have a lot of intriguing shit about Yuta to talk about, right? To me, anyway. I'll put him in, like, as I said, do this sort of stuff where I put him in B as I talk about him. So, in regards to Yuta, he's dead. Doubt it. In regards to Yuta, I really don't like one part of Yuta's character, and that is the narrative backpedaling in regards to Rika's death. And what I mean by that is the whole narrative through line, like, not narrative through line, the whole narrative, like, quest with Yuta and JJK0 ultimately ends with him getting over Rika's death, right? However, we cut to Shibuya, the end of it, and Yuta's still got Rika around. So it kind of feels like his entire narrative again will be to get over Rika's death, even though that's supposed to be what he did in JJK0. It feels like the entire narrative is getting repeated. He got over her death, her spirit left the realm, now the cursed spirit body remains, and now, even though it's kind of just a husk that has her personality, he's going to have to get over the death of that again, which I think is so fucking stupid, right? I like his gimmick of copying shit. I love Chrollo, like, who doesn't? But at the same time, I love his fucking domain. It looks like a Bleach OP. That's his wifey, though. He already said goodbye to her soul. He was basically a mix of hard work and talent, though. I hate that shit. I hate those shitty TikTok fucking arguments of this. Yuji is hard work. Gojo is talent. I hate that shit. Basically, her soul left. Oh, I know. Her soul left, yet the cursed spirit remains. But the whole gimmick of JJK0 was he realized it was his fault that her spirit was trapped on Earth. And his, like, narrative was that, dog, you don't need to explain it, trust me. I get it. But from a narrative perspective, it fucking sucks. It's not cool. It's fucking stupid. Sup, Dreamy, it's been a minute. But, like, the stuff with Yuta, it's fucking stupid. It's just the same plot, like the same narrative for him over again. He gets over Rika's death, Rika's spirit leaves. Cursed spirit remains, and he has to get over her death again in, like, the recent chapters. Like, come the fuck on. Like, that's what's gonna happen. And it's just... Bruh. I understand hating copy powers in anime and manga too. It's understandable. Like, Chrollo is a mixed bag to a lot of people. Granted, the way Togashi writes Chrollo's power of Bandit's Hunter's secret Bandit secret is like there's a fuck ton of prerequisites that make it intriguing. Like, he has to see it, they have to explain it, he has to, like, there's a bunch of prerequisites that make it cool and doesn't make it just overpowered right off the bat. And with Yuta, his domain just looks like a Bleach opening, which is really cool. Like, I like Yuta's design because it's just Junpei. That's always great. He chills in Africa. That was a little unexpected that Yuta was the cause. It could have been a bit better. I'm okay with him being the cause. I'm just not okay with him doing the exact same thing again, of saying goodbye to her in the exact same way that he did in JJK0. I think that's really fucking stupid, because that's what's going to happen. It's just the same exact plot for him. Why? It's fucking... I really don't like it. But I like it. I feel like a power the author picks when they can't fit. I disagree. I feel like with Chrollo it makes sense, because he's all about, like, you know, kind of just stealing identities and shit. Like, he's not, you know, with Chrollo I feel like it fits. With Yuta, like Kenjaku says in Shibuya to Mahito that a curse technique reflects its user. With Yuta, it doesn't feel like the best fit. Boogie Woogie fits Todo to a T. It's flamboyant. It's over the top. It's very, you know, like, high octane, like Todo, sorry. Kashimo being electric. He's a powerful mythical beast. I don't read Hunter x Hunter yet, but okay. Overall, Yuta is a good character. I'm not saying he's a bad character. I'm just saying I don't like the narrative surrounding him. I like him as a character. I like his interactions with Yuji post Shibuya. I like the fact that he's chilling with Miguel in Africa, just eating Kenyan food, chilling. Like him more than Ryu. Do I like Akari more or Yuta? Probably Akari. Probably. Yeah. Who else is left? Let's have a look. See. Who sticks out? Because I don't want the last character to be fucking Dido. Let's do Dido now. I don't like that. I don't like Dido. Shows up out of nowhere, uses the split soul, fucks up Naoya, gets fucked up by Naoya, disappears. Where the fuck did Dido and Sumo Guy go? Like, actually. They show up to fuck up Naoya, then leave. I hate them. I do not like them. I do not like them at all. I prefer Dido over Sumo Guy, but that's just because Sumo Guy... Where the fuck is Sumo Guy? Because Sumo Guy's hyperbolic time chamber bullshit was really annoying. Because Maki needs to get stronger in this fight. What are we going to do? Literally pull out a portable Sumo hyperbolic time chamber. Okay, cool. Fine, I guess. That makes sense. Oh my god, I've been talking, like, for a... Whew. How long has this stream been going for? I'm feeling it in my throat, dude. Holy shit. I hope we're nearly done. Ikari reminds me of a person that always feels excited. Yes, because that's his character. Shoko. Shoko is kind of cool to me, just because she's in a similar boat to, like, Kakashi, where she can just pull up her yearbook and she can't find some dude who's alive because everyone's just fucking dead. Like, everyone Shoko knew is dead. Nanami, Gojo, fucking, like, everyone's just gone, dude. Geto. Like, she got no one left. You just feel bad for her. Like, she's fucking, she can use RCT. She was gonna dissect Yuji right at the beginning. She smokes. Whatever. Off topic, but I hate how nobody reacts to their fellow sorcerers dying, like with Yuki dying. I brought it up earlier. I brought it up how no one, like, talks about deaths. Because Todo is mentioned once after his death, and it's by Megumi comparing him to Takaba. Nobara is brought up once by Yuji, afraid that he's going to replace Hana with, like, replace Nobara with Hana. Nanami's brought up a few times, like, but most deaths just aren't brought up. And people are wondering, is it because Nobara and Todo are going to come back? I don't fucking know. But it's still weird that they were barely mentioned after their death. I just think that's fucking bad writing. I just think that's genuinely bad. Like, characters would bring that up. Oh, but what if they come back? Well, you're still going to bring up the fact that they nearly fucking died, even if they didn't. Hold up. Ugh, I'm crushing my headphones. Move this cable. No one brought up... Has anyone brought up Yuki's death? Fuck knows. Who's left? The shystiest sorcerer. I like Ino a lot, but the reasons I like him are because of, like, little things. Okay, so, like, in the, like, you know how there's, like, sometimes character profiles, like, in the chapter volumes? There's like, a little one for Ino, and he says how, like, when he becomes a grade 1, he wants Nanami to pass down his watch to him. And this is, like, in an early volume. And then you cut to now, where, like, this is after Nanami's death, and he's, like, using Nanami's cleaver. We don't see Todo anymore. Also, no offense, but Todo's overall weak in any way since he can't hit anyone barely. I just think it's not portrayed in a great way. Todo is a character who can deal damage to Hanami, who was, like, one of the better damage takers, like, better tanks of the disaster curses. Am I saying he scales well now? No, because it's power creep, because that's how all shonens work. All the characters who are around now who are fighting are way stronger than everyone else, but Todo is also a character who could land a Black Flash, deal damage to Hanami. You know, he's not a joke. Out of the grade 1 sorcerers, being Nanami Kusakabe, Meme, Todo, and a couple others, not a lot more, like, he is in the upper echelons of grade 1s. Like, but it's just once you get past Shibuya, once you get past Perfect Prep, and the culling game starts to show up, power creep starts, and you get characters like Higuruma where a lot more hacks show up, and shit like that. Like, it just gets a lot worse for him. Todo isn't, like, weak by any means. He's just not. Like, he is someone who one-taps Megumi and nearly fucking kills him to the point where Megumi nearly whips out Maharaga. Someone who's gonna whip out against a fucking finger bearer, right? Like, make jokes about him, but he can't hurt Mahito since he can't hit the sword. That doesn't mean he's weak. most people can't cut the soul. Yuta can't cut the soul. Are you saying Yuta's weak? No. Could Todo use a clap of his cheeks to use his body with no jaw? If you go by the anime, yes. If you go by the manga, no. Because in the anime, he catches 2 blades and then claps. But both his hands are caught, so he can't... Like, what the fuck did he clap? His ass cheeks? Or he whacked his balls against his ass cheeks or some shit to fucking make a clap? I don't know. Just because a character can't damage his soul doesn't mean they're weak. Yuta can't. Fucking... Like, it's a bunch... Like, most characters don't. It's just some cursed tools have the ability, like the Soul Splitter. Or, like, Yuji can and Sukuna can because they're, like, in the same body. But damaging the soul is, like, just a hacks. Even if you can't damage the soul, you can beat Mahito. He just needs to run out of cursed energy, but that's just very difficult to do. But, what else? Just Ino's kind of cool. Shows up using the 7-3 sword. Him using his, like, seance spirits is kind of cool in the fight against Ogawa's grandson. But then he gets one shot. Like, he gets punched the fuck to Toji. It's just kind of shit. I feel like you're going to put Yuji in F or something. You think I'm going to make an F tier just for Yuji? Nah. We'll get to Yuji. Not what to say on Ino. I just like him as a character. The way he thinks of himself as, like, above Yuji and Mega because he's their senpai during Shibuya is kind of neat. Let's have a look at some other stuff. Camo. Also, to be honest, Megami is honestly my least favorite character since overall he's Gege's punching bag. That's kind of whatever. I have my own grabs with Megami, but that's not it. The way I feel about Camo is that he has blood manipulation, which is really cool. One of my favorite curse techniques. Blood manipulation is just really cool. Camo, deadass. Left, bro. Yeah, because he was aware enough of his own abilities. Like, he fights Curse Naoya and he's willing to die on the spot because he knows he has no fucking chance. But he's willing to buy time. Even though somehow he manages to hit Piercing Blood, which he fucking shouldn't have. Like, this is Naoya. Human Naoya can dodge a Piercing Blood from Choso. Piercing Blood so fast, Camo shits himself when he sees it. Piercing Blood so fast that Urame gets hit by it. And now he's dodging it. Camo shoots Piercing Blood at a Naoya that's even faster than that. And it somehow hits. I think that's just a bad, weird, like a outlier thing. I just don't like Camo because he doesn't do enough. Like, he just... Has anyone ever been hit by the arrows dipped in his blood? He realized he wasn't built like that. Yeah. He's like Kusakabe. He's like, if he ain't weak for it, he's gonna go a weaker Choso reel. I've made the comparison before, but Choso, his poison works against anyone. But he mainly uses it against people. That's who he uses it against, right? Like humans, like Uraume and Yuji. And, like, he uses his poison on people. But Yuji was, like, resistant to it, so it didn't really do anything. But, like, whenever he uses his poison and it's brought up, it's really effective. Like, Uraume was getting fucked up by his hack's blood, right? You look at Camo's blood, it's supposedly poisonous to cursed spirits. Yet despite that fact, every cursed spirit he uses it against takes 0 damage. Uses it on Hanami's head, takes no damage. Uses it on Naoya, he literally goes, is this what a consolation prize is? And just bitch slaps him away. Like, he's a fucking joke. He has the most, like, longer hair Camo, better. I like the Gohan, Gin, fusion dance looking Camo. I'm fine with that. But, got a weird outfit. I like the stuff he does in the Naoya fight. Like how he circulates blood outside his body. That's really cool. But, beyond that, there's not really much to say about him. He's just kind of whatever. Like, he uses his blood in intriguing ways. It's just that Chozo is so much better with it. Kokichi Muta, aka Mekamaru. I really like Mekamaru. Mekamaru is a character who was just always right. He was just wrong about how strong fucking Mahito was. He had like the level of a special grade temporarily, as said by Kenjaku, which is a pretty good measurement of character, let's be honest. He was right about all the people from his class being fodder, that's why he sent them away from Shibuya. He was right. He gets his heavenly restriction cured by Mahito, but like he still fucks up. But he also has like a mech. He's just like an understandable character, but Kamo has better experience. He fucking doesn't. Choso fights Uraume. He fights Yuji. He fights Kenjaku. He fights Kanjaku twice actually. Choso fights. He's fighting Sukuna right now. Fuck do you mean Kamo has better experience? Fuck's that mean? What? But Kokichi Muta Mekamaru, I still said this, I said this in one of my videos, but it's fucked up that you call him Mekamaru, because his mech is like the equivalent of a wheelchair for him. So it's like calling a dude Wheelchair Smith because he's got no legs. It's like, why the fuck would you do that? That's so insensitive. Mech is just a solid character all around. Yeah. Broke him with the robot. Yeah. And when he's human, he looks cool. Like, I like his design. He looks like Yardrat. He's got like the Yardrat Goku fit with like the ruffle neck. It's fucking tight, you know? I fuck with the design. Mekamaru, when a robot, less cool. Human, Kokichi Muta, cool. Like he looks at me, he thinks about me with simple domain, instantly learns it. He was also a fucking genius. He's like no joke. He just could see a simple domain and just instantly did it. That's dope. Like, it's pretty cool. I like Mekamaru. Even Kenjaku was complimenting his output. And Kenjaku was the same person who like measured Ryu to have the strongest output of any Culling Games member. So he's like an accurate like measurement. And he was like complimenting Mekamaru. Ui, the victim. Semi-interesting curse technique. Like he's a whatever character. Utahime. Dance is kind of cool. The whole buff concept of that curse technique is really interesting. It's just she doesn't get enough time to show off. Like Haruta shows up in front of her and she's worried because she is not a combatant. She is still semi-grade 1. She's been doing it for years and she's semi-grade 1 because she fucking sucks. But she can just buff people. Yeah. But she's also a teacher. Yuro? I'll put Yuro here. Put Jogo. I'll put Yuro there. I like Yuro's sky manipulation. I like the fact that she was only given a name just for like a name to be on her execution order. She didn't have a fucking name. It's kind of badass. Just a cool looking character. She understands them like bad matchups when she's like, Kurushi would fuck me up just because it's not a good matchup. Has a domain, like part of the triple domain clash. She sees Sukuna do Rokuhira. Shut the fuck up. Don't make me look up Rokuhira, because I know no one at the bottom of the list is called Rokuhira. Urahime isn't weak at all, but she is a buff person. It's not that she's weak, it's just that she's not a combatant. She is a support type character, but as a result, she's like weak in a fight, right? She's like Haruta shows up and she's worried. Haruta, who's like grade 2 sorcerer level, like Nobara fights Haruta, and Nanami fights Haruta, and Nanami fucks him, which means he's in between like grade 1, grade 2 sorcerer level. Like she'll be her level, technically speaking, semi-grade 1, and she's like, oh fuck, it's Haruta. Oh jeez, oh god. And we've never even seen her really fight. We've just seen her curse technique where she dances and sings. So it's like, not much to say. Who else we got? Fucking Maharaga isn't even like a character. So it's like, do I even put him on the list? He's not a character. He's just like a weapon. Put him there. He's just Doomsday without a personality. He just adapts. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't really like Maharaga all that much. Registar, creative curse technique. The design, I blew someone's mind when I said this. Where like, you do realize Registar's outfit is just made up of his receipts, right? Like a lot of people don't realize like his like coat is just made up of his paper receipts, so he can just grab one and throw, right? A lot of people didn't realize that. He's just wearing like a bullet bandolier as his clothes. That's it, you know? He's just wearing his curse technique. It's great. Like, a lot of people don't realize that. He's like a force of nature type shit. But, like, I don't like Maharaga. I really don't. I like Doomsday. Don't like Maharaga. Because a lot of the fights he's in just boil down into his adaptation. And the entire fight has to revolve around him. In every fight he's in. Sukuna has to fight based on his adapt. Gojo has to fight based on the adapt. And the whole plotline with Sukuna wants to 10 shadows mainly just because Maharaga. It plays so much of a plot thread. It's just like a weapon. It's not a character, it is a weapon. Sukuna sees it as a weapon, not a friend. He does want to attack people with receipts. Yeah, basically Reggie Star will just have receipts of things he's bought and he'll throw them. Or he'll just like summon things that he's bought and he has the receipt for, so he summons like trucks and buildings and potted plants and knives. Like, he doesn't necessarily need to buy it, he just needs like a receipt for it. Just imagine a dude using shopping receipts to fight people though. He'll just like throw them at people and it'll turn into the thing he bought. Or like has a receipt for. So he'll like throw a bunch and they're all knives. So it's kind of like a Dio type thing where he throws them and they're just like, psh. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I like his design. He's an Heian era type dude, so he has Wicker Basket, which is pretty cool. We see that later on with Sukuna, which is pretty neat. Not much to say about him. Let's go Mei. Really don't like Mei. Mei being a grade 1 is annoying. She says that's pretty neat actually. It is a cool idea for an ability, because he like summons a 2-story house on top of someone, which is really cool. But Mei, she's a proper nonce. I don't like Bird Strike and how it's compared to not killing Gojo. I think that's so dumb. Like, of course it wouldn't kill Gojo. Nothing would fucking kill Gojo around that point in the plot when she tested it out. But yeah, there you go, that's what I need to say. Groomer. The animators clearly love her, but I fucking don't. Let's save the trio for the end. Fuck it. So let's go Tengen. There, because human Tengen. Yeah, is this still the panel? No, that's the instant spirit body you've just started killing for Mahito. But human Tengen, 10 out of 10. That's all I need to know. Takaba. He's not the worst. I really like Takaba. Bear in mind, everyone in B and like high C, I don't hate. I think I'll put Shoko and Hanami high, to be honest, just to like show that off. Like, I don't hate people in C. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I don't hate people in C, it's just I really have problems with them. B, less problems, and get some enjoyment out of. S and A, fuck yeah. But, who was I talking about? Takaba. His power is really intriguing. The fact that he can't understand, he can't explain how his curse technique works, because if you explain it, you're explaining how his jokes are funny. And if you explain how a joke is funny, it's not funny, right? That, like, facet of his technique. I talked to Mother's Basement about it for the video, and he was really passionate about Takaba's curse technique. And he, like, kind of talked me around on it. Like, because originally I was just like, it's okay, it's whatever. Like, it says it's stronger than Gojo's, but it's not, like, a favourite of mine. But he really gassed it up to me. Like, Takaba's CT, the comedian. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of a fan of it now. It's really intriguing. Like, the fantasy, the Fanta C, where he's like a sea of Fanta. And he, like, has a splish splash fight with Kenjaku. It's adorable. His, like, whole adventure to become funny. I like it. The fact that he has his nuts out at all times around minors is not great, though. Okay, so we got the main trio and we got Maki. Maki... there. Maki isn't my favourite. I like a lot of the stuff about her. She beat Naoya, loses points. Come on, bro, you can't beat up Naoya and expect to come out scot-free. But I do like her dynamic with Naoya. How she's literally like the antithesis to his like philosophy. Like, she's the opposite of a Zenin and he is the personification of Zenin. It's great. I love like a lot of stuff about Maki. It's just I don't like all the Toji comparisons. It's like Gege just loves to bring up Toji all the time, and it feels like Maki is just a reason for him to bring up Toji as much as possible. But yeah, right. I'll go through the order of how much people like them. So Nobara is obviously the bomb. So let's talk about Nobara. Put her effing out. She lands a Black Flash. Resonance is a kind of cool bit ability. Cool looking hammer. Fights Mahito. Fights Ison Kechizu. Fights the Roppongai curse. The strongest curse. We all know this. She is like a country bumpkin. It is kind of annoying that Nanami can take multiple hits from Idol Transfiguration and Nobara can take one. Okay, I guess it's random. Or maybe you could argue it was a stronger Mahito, but whatever. Even though he should be weakened, and he said he was on like barely any % of his soul power left. But whatever. Put all the theories away that Nobara's coming back. Just say, like, for example, she's not coming back. There are a lot of things I hate about Nobara. Specifically her death, that the fact, as I've mentioned before, it's only brought up like once again. And that's like about Hana replacing her, which she pretty much does. Like, she's fun while she lasts, but when she's gone, you don't really miss her too much. And the cast don't seem to either. That's pretty much it. Megumi... No, I think she actually fits perfectly at the bottom of B for me. Megumi, I'm putting in there just as I talk about. Megumi, how do I feel about you? I don't know how to feel. I really don't. I like how he's like this, like his fight with Yuji and Awasaka, the inverse. I like her fight with Momo. That is intriguing. We get to see like resonance in like full swing, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's not the best fight. Because Momo's power just kind of sucks. Or at least the way she uses it. But anyway. With Megumi, I like the 10 shadows. Granted, we haven't seen, technically speaking, all 10 shadows on their own. We haven't seen the tiger. Because we've seen it fused with Agito, with the deer and something else. And maybe the bull. But we haven't seen the tiger on its own. 10 Shadows is such a cool power. I said it was the most overrated power in the series. Megumi's version anyway, but if you want to get angry, watch that video. I'm not going to argue about it now. But I'm such a shill, holy fuck. But anyway, with Megumi, there are a lot of things about him that I like. I like his domain. I like when he goes fucking mental and decides, fuck it, I'm not going to summon Maharaga, like against the Finger Bearer. I like that. I like his fight with Reggie, where it's just like a test of wills. Where it's like, who's going to crush first, bitch? You or the house? Let's see what happens. Like, I like him. Like, his goal with Samiki is really simple, but it doesn't need to be complicated. I like his relationship with Megumi, but we don't really get to see enough of it, to be honest. We don't see a fuck ton of, like, Gojo acting as, like, an actual parent figure or teacher figure to his students a lot of the time. We don't see it a lot. We pretty much just get it early on, and he pretends he's been doing it the entire time when he comes out of the prison realm, when he really fucking hasn't. Divine Dog, fucking Frog, Deer, Bull. I don't like how he is now. People say that, but think about this. Imagine you are, like, in a car, like, someone else is driving, and you run over your only family member, you can't stop it. You run over the closest thing you have to a father, you can't stop it. And you're seeing everyone you ever know being, like, in the front of your car. Like, you just kind of want to close your eyes and just shut off as well. It's like you're watching through the driver's seat, but you just can't move. Like, he sees himself as killing his sister, as killing the closest thing he had to a father figure. I feel like people forget he is also a fucking teenager who sees himself as killing the only family he's ever had. Right? I feel like it's understandable. But a lot of people just, like, downplay, like, yeah, bro, get the fuck up, dude. What the fuck? You're fighting Sukuna, bro. Grow the fuck up. Shut up. It's like, Jesus. He's been in the wars, lad. He's been in the wars. Let him fucking, let him chill a bit. Like, I get where his character is. Probably put him at, like, there. Because there is a lot of versatility in the Ten Shadows, while I do still think it's overrated, I think Maharaga genuinely drags it down a bunch because it's just like this instant draw button if you're ever feeling kind of fucked up. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Megumi. I like how he's kind of just ignorant about his father. Boo hoo, get up and fight. That's the opinion a lot of people have, which I just don't get. I really don't get it. Just because Kakashi has a fucking steel will and will never bend to anything and will kill any person ever, even if it's like my dad killed himself. What a pussy. Not everyone's Kakashi, bro. Come on. Yuji. Like, I don't feel a lot about him. I like his growth. I like him at the start where he's like, bro, I wanted to learn the Donpa. I wanted to learn a Kamehameha or a Spirit Gun. He's a simplistic character that grows darker over time, which is a pattern I'm seeing a lot in modern shonen. Like, you have Deku slowly becoming darker over time. You have, like, that kind of shit where they start off as these, like, fresh-faced rookies, but as the world of the society they're in, whether it's, like, the My Hero, like, society, like the society of heroes and villains, or the jujutsu side of society, the more they see of it, just the darker they become as a character. Like, Yuji just killing, like, wanting to just murder Mahito, or, you know, or, like, Deku just being, like his new Carnage form, if you've seen, which is really cool. Which is what, fucking the author wanted to call it, which is pretty cool. I forget the author's name at this point, like, off the top of my head. But, you know, Yuji, really simple character. Left, right, good night is really cool. I don't like the new demon arms. I'm fine with him eating shit, like eating the Cursed Room death paintings. I'm fine with that, but, like, giving him blood manipulation, I don't know how I feel about it. We haven't seen enough of it yet. Like, Yuji landing black, like, that always annoyed me. Yuji breaking the record for black flashes as soon as he lands one always fucking annoyed me. I get it, he's a vessel for Sukuna, designed by Kenjaku, but holy fuck. Like, grade 1 sorcerer Nanami instantly outplayed out of nowhere by a Yuji who pretty much just learned what cursed energy is. Kind of fucked up. But just put him in S. No. I mean, look at my S rank, bro. Choso, Kusakabe, Akusakabe, Naoya, Toji, Dagon, Miguel, Higuruma, Sukuna, Todo, B, Geto, Gojo, Mahito, Kokichi, Muta, Nanami, Hikari, Kashimo. Like, a lot of these are interchangeable. Like, they're mostly ordered from, like, left to right, but a lot of B and the high of C can be, like, interchanged around a bit. Like, with B, like, I could change them all around, but he's a cog. He just understands his place. I'm fine with that. I like his development. Pardon me. I like his relationship with Choso, but I don't like how I'm scared of replacing Nobara. Replaces Nobara. Doesn't bring up Todo's death a single time. Doesn't brings up Nanami's death a couple times, but even still, like, there's not enough. I like how jovial he is in the sense of he's the one that, like, pats Gojo on the back. I think that's adorable. Like, that's nice, but at the same time, he's a simple, happy guy. But, you know, I don't like him instantly learning RCT. They say, Yuta and Yuji say they cheated. I assume it's from making binding vows, but I don't know, you know. But yeah, with that, I've been streaming for, how long have I been streaming for? Is this the stream that broke down? Which stream is this? How long have I been streaming for? Is it going to tell me how long I've been streaming for? 3-4 fucking hours. Tight. Love that. But yeah, with that, I'll do what I always do when I stream. I'll say my thank yous, and then I'll fuck off. I think that's it for me for the night, because usually when I'm on stream, I can have a game in front of me, and I'll talk a bit slower. But since it's literally just a tier list where I'm only talking, my throats are getting a bit fucked up. So I think I'll leave it here, and I'll start, like, I don't know, Why is Gojo so low? Rage quit. Real quick. Oh, sorry. Let me pull up here. He was the first character I did, and the stream was kind of fucking up at the beginning, so I'll just give like a brief explanation again. Gojo is a character I love every facet of his ability. I can't tell whether or not I'm being contrarian, just because everyone loves Gojo, but like, I feel like the cast has a lot more intriguing options. It's just, the way I phrased it at the beginning of the stream is that I like the archetype of like the overwhelming, unstoppable character, where he's like the strongest in the verse, where you have like Ainz Gon, Saitama, Mash, like these characters who are just OP. I like that. Like Mob, I like that. But out of them, Gojo is like one of the lesser interesting to me. Like I love fucking Ainz, bro. Ainz is dope as fuck. Like don't get me wrong, I love Gojo's ability. I love the facets of the Limitless. I like the you know, symbolic meaning of the space between him being both his ability and the space between him and anyone who could understand the loneliness of being the strongest. I like that. But at the same time, you know, he doesn't hit the same spots for me. I don't know. Like, I like Polo Purple, Red, Blue. I like them all, but I feel like they're also... I like how they're really simple, but you could also explain them really simply. Like, Red shoots, Blue pulls, Purple erases. But if you want to actually understand them, you need to get a physics teacher in the room to explain it to you, because it's like imaginary mass and shit. Like, it's not stuff I understand, because you're not supposed to understand. Right. Like, he's the best, the strongest character. He isn't to me. I like the parts where he is the strongest, as I explained before, because I remember, like, Jaded was trying to convert me before, like, for the video I made, where I, like, talked about curse techniques, and he was talking about Gojo, and, like, how after the 0.2 domain expansion, they don't credit Gojo, they credit it to the strongest sorcerer, because Gojo is the strongest, right? Are you the strongest because you're Satoru Gojo, or are you Gojo Satoru because you're the strongest, right? I like that, but I prefer how Geto's mind plays off that to Gojo just being it. I like how it affects Geto's mind more so than just like Gojo living that way. I like how it erodes Geto over time, realizing how there used to be this dynamic duo, and now Gojo is just this unstoppable force. So he's just not the strongest anymore. So fuck it, I need Rika or something to like catch up. Which, let's be honest, if he got Rika, it wasn't going to change anything. He's still not beating Gojo, even if he had Rika. Even a domainless Gojo is beating a Rika Geto. Like, come on. But he's not even that low. Like think about the characters that are above him. Like, think about how many characters are below him, sorry. Like, he is not that low. Okay? I know this is a fucked up list, but like, dog, who the fuck is gonna say their favorite character is Takara-chan? Let's be honest. Oh, I don't think I haven't stopped talking in these 3-4 hours. But yeah, FRCCC is so cool. Thank you. Thank you, Frosty. Thank you, Mr. Protoman. Thank you, Dreamy. Thank you. I always say my thank yous at the end of a stream. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Neck Medin. I shall have a good night. Like Protoman, Brandon, and Moana. What the fuck is that username? I don't fucking know. Anyway, look after yourselves, I'm out this bitch. I'll probably leave this stream up in case